Here comes the commissioner.
With the first pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Cam Newton, quarterback, Auburn.
I know there'll be a lot of questions about Cam. My son keeps calling me asking questions, so I figured I'd address that right off the bat. You know, from my perspective, I'm unbelievably excited to get a chance to work with Cam.
Your thoughts on the Panthers letting Cam walk?
I don't even understand why this is breaking news. He's been gone from the moment they decided they were bringing Teddy Bridgewater there. I mean, we all knew.
What they say in New York is you dumb?
So you really think y'all breaking
Is you dumb?
Sam Darnold will be out 4 weeks. You know, how likely would you all be in looking for another quarterback possibly?
Yeah, we would obviously explore any and all options. We're looking at everything. We expect PJ to play well. Obviously, Matt, we know, is a veteran player that can come in here and learn it quickly and can help us. But there's nothing we wouldn't do. Nothing we wouldn't look at.
There's not 32 guys better than me. Put it like that. So you're asking me,
Where you at?
I'm not 32.
It is something that, of course, went well enough for them to sign him, and he does get a one-year deal to join the Panthers. But as far as moving forward, this is something that was positive, was necessary, and went as well as anyone would have wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, little children, dogs and cats. What you're witnessing is something that you probably never even seen before. And truth be told, you probably never see it again. But since you're tuning into this station, I'm your host, Cam Newton, and you're seeing Boogieville, USA at its finest.
Carolina, let's go! QB1! Y'all already know who it is. Come here! Welcome home, Cam Newton! Welcome home! Let's go! Quarterback got the quarterback, but we know ain't nobody like Cam. Ace Boogie, that Super Bowl got you on planet Earth. All celebrating cause we straight now. Highly motivated, feeling great. QB1 is back in his place. Yeah, we should have never let you go, but sometimes people need a break. Welcome home, Cam. Back to the city and back to the Panthers. You know I had to make an anthem. You know it's time to fill the stands up. Super Mick, the defense is playing incredible. And you surrounded by some weapons. When you left, I was traumatized. Now you're back, so it's time to rise. Now you back, I'm not surprised. The divorce wasn't finalized. Cam Newton finally came home. 2 years, that was long enough. Panther Nation, we apologize. Without you, it was real and never let you go. But sometimes people need a break. Let's go! Panther Nation, Cam Newton, welcome home. QB1, Ace Boogie, we got a Super Bowl to win, man. Let's go! Keep pounding.
Hey, I really miss you.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's poppin'? Let me get a desktop audio. Can I get a test? Can somebody say something real quick?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
All right, I think it's working. Can we get a mic check for the people in the chat? Can we get a mic check? Is everybody? Can everybody hear? Do we sound good?
Yo.
Do we sound good?
Yo.
Just waiting, what up? Waiting for the chat to give us a thumbs up. Okay, everything good. We good. All right. First of all, let me give a shout out to Cuddy Cutright. He was the dude that was spitting on that joint. I hit him up. I said, fam, can I use the video? Can I use the track? He said, you know what? Go ahead. And so I used it. I added it into the video I made earlier today. So I appreciate you, Cuddy Cutright. I got to get him to make me a theme song. I want to feel good. He was spitting on that joint. He said, go to my closet, pick up the jersey, still in the same spot. And I said, You know what? You right, because I went to the same spot and my shit was sitting right there. That was the same spot. I like this dude spitting facts out here.
You know what's real in the field, man. My joints are 4X. I lost all this weight. It's all heavy. It's all this space in here, and I gotta go buy a new one.
You're a whole new man.
I gotta go buy a new one up in this piece.
So
Good luck.
So everybody jersey was in the same spot, man. Crazy news today. It went out this morning. It was lit. Cam is now back with the Carolina Panthers, and so I had to send out the bat call. I had to get the Avengers back together, so we can come together and give our thoughts on this. We got some new folk, some folk that we haven't had on the round table before. I believe this is our third one, but we got everybody here, man. Y'all see them. I'm just gonna say this now because I know they're gonna ask. I sent out invites to everybody. All right, everybody that responded is here. Those that didn't respond are not here. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, everybody got the invite. Big Cat got the invite.
So go ahead. No, go ahead. Put the names. What about this person?
Big Cat got the invite. Panthers Post got the invite. Pantherology got the invite. Everybody got the invite. Those that are here are here. Okay, so that I'm leaving it at that. It is what it is. All right, so let's go and get right into it, man. Let's go and get right into it. Let's go around the room. I want to get y'all initial thoughts. We'll start with Dave, and let's keep this thing quick. And then let's not over talk. Let's let everybody get their thoughts out. I'm talking to you, Dave. Don't over talk nobody. Let everybody get their thoughts out.
Thank you.
Yeah, when Pat talking, you shut up, Dave.
Called them out.
So
listen, man.
All right.
I was on this man's show twice this week, and you got the gall to come at me.
You're right. And he was over talking me on my own show. He was over talking me on my own show. No, I'm like,
just a habit, bro. It's just an addiction. I'm sorry, man.
No, you did good, man. You did good.
No, but it's a great day in Carolina, and it's so fitting that it happened on Veterans Day. You know what I'm saying? We brought our guy back. We brought our soldier back to put in this work so we can get to these playoffs this year. So I'm so thrilled, man, and I'm intrigued by the nuances that this is going to cause across the board when you talk about the front office and the locker room. I'm very intrigued by the nuances.
All right, Cody, we'll go to you, bro. What you feeling, bro? What you feeling? I didn't get a chance to tune into y'all.
Yeah, look, man, I'm pumped, man. Like, listen, I'm very open about how I came to be a fan of the Carolina Panthers. I know a lot of people go all the way back to 93, okay? That's just not true for me, man. I came on board with this team the minute they drafted Cam Newton. And ever since then, I've been a diehard Carolina Panthers fan, man. And the fact that we've been going through this quarterback carousel of, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold. Dude, I'm done with it, man. We have Cam back in the building. There's an argument to be made that he's never had better weapons than he does right now. Rashad, I'm pumped, bro. Ain't nothing more to say, dude. I'm ready to see my man play.
That's what's up. Dunk, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
A lot of words to describe. Ecstatic, happy, satisfied, vindicated. Still a little angry that it took this long. Still angry that it happened in the first place and went down like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of emotions, man. Like, I really didn't believe it when I saw the headlines, but then, like, once a couple people start picking it up in the national media and stuff, it's like, okay, this thing can pick up steam in the way that this organization operates. This wouldn't get out if they weren't going to make it happen. So I just knew it was a matter of when versus if, once I heard that it was confirmed that he was in Charlotte and negotiating. So, man, I'm just happy, man, that we got hope. It's hope. That's the biggest thing. Hope. We have hope again. So I'm just happy, man.
Will, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
So, man, how y'all tonight? At the end of the day, bare minimum, there's 32 teams in the league. We can't all win the Super Bowl. We can't all make the playoff, but can we at least have fun watching our team play? And with at least Cam Newton, Panthers football is going to, at a minimum, be enjoyable to watch again. His offense has been unwatchable for the last 2-3 years. You're not enjoying the games. There's no energy in the stadiums. We got other jerseys in there. So before we start talking about playoffs, before we start talking about what's next, who we're going to draft next, just enjoy the fact that we're just going to have an enjoyable football to watch on Sundays again.
Agreed, man.
Pat, what's good, bro? Mr. Baby Bubba, what's good? How you feeling, bro?
We going to the Super Bowl. No.
There it is. Tell him back.
Hey, man, listen, man. I'm so freaking happy, dog. Like, I did like 2 lives today. They've been like, oh, yeah, I'm 2 live crew now. So I did like 2 lives today. They were like 2 hours long, man. I'm super happy. I've been saying all day, this kind of feels surreal. And also, I'm kind of glad it happened this way, man. Now we see how important Cam Newton was to this organization, dog. No other player that has left and come back didn't spark this team like this. No other player could do that. I don't care who it was. No other players, even Julius Pepper, when he left and came back, just to have Cam Newton, and we know he might not be the same MVP Cam Newton, but it just feels so good, man, that he came back. They're doing right by Cam Newton, man. And I just feel like it's gonna set a lot of positive things in motions, man. I'm happy, bro.
Facts.
I'm happy, man. I got, because I'm be honest, my spirit was, I was like, man, I don't care what we do. Now it's like, man, yo,
his spirit.
I'm gonna change my channel name.
His spirit is so lifted right now. He ain't leaving after this year. He gonna come back for next. He coming back for next year.
Coming back. Confirmed.
I ain't say all that.
No, fam. If Cam's on this roster, bro, you gotta come back.
Man, it's hard to say. It's hard. It'll be hard for me not to, dog. It would be hard for me not to, honestly.
All right, let's go to Kev. Kev, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, man, I'm feeling great. And Will can vouch for me. Man, I got the scoop last night about this. For those that don't know, I got two friends. One I went to high school for the Panthers organization. They've been there since 2012, and for years they've always been giving the inside scoop. Retired, anything, man. How did they know first? So I got this text about 9:54 last night, and I had to pull Will and Big Smooth side, like, this is going to happen tomorrow, but keep this on the hush, man, because I don't want to put put me on in a bad position. But when I thought about it and it set in, I was like, somewhere, like I really had that feeling, man, because it was like being in that stand watching this team play, like bro, like that deep. You could tell it's about to be offense versus defense, coming up there, because wasn't nobody sitting with Darnold. He was all to himself with that baseball cap on his head. Moore and Anderson, like, just all around P.J. Walker, defense was around P.J. Walker. Like, it was really causing a split. And seeing that with my own eyes, from my seat, I was just like, I'm just glad that this came, because this dude then became a counselor with his play. I think Sam Darnold's a nice dude. He's just not a quarterback. But I'm definitely glad that it took place. And like it was just said, I'm just glad to get something exciting. And at least now, I think we can finally convert a 3rd and 1 now.
Facts. That's right. Let's go to Jose, brother. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? I know,
man, I'm good.
I'm
a Ravens fan, but my brother is a Panthers fan. That's why we up in here, man. Facts. So I root for my brother's team. So I'm ecstatic for him, man. Because look, there's a lot of parallels between Ravens and Panthers. We've been on your show before, and we've explained that. We got Lamar Jackson, and we see a lot of what the Ravens are doing with him. Cam been through all that stuff. So to see this organization right or wrong, man, like it's rare that you see something like that happen, right? It's rare to get owner, a GM or a coach to, swallow their ego and their pride and say, hey, we messed up. Can you come back? Right. And now, like y'all been saying, man, sky's the limit. It just took one person. It took one person to say, to come back and give everybody hope, because, like Pat Coltrane said, he said we're going to Super Bowl. He was joking, but that's a possibility.
For real.
Cam has never had this kind of weapons before. Now the O-line is a little shaky, but he's used to playing with a bad O-line. Right. But this group of weapons, he's never had that before. So I wouldn't discredit. I wouldn't count that out. That's a possibility.
All right, Curtis, how you feeling, brother?
Gentlemen, Christmas comes early to Panthers fans. My goodness, it's just a breath of fresh air. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Cam Newton and Joe Brady can do with an offense. It's really, you guys talked about the weapons, him getting back with Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore. We might see Terrace Marshall to start showing up. Shi Smith. I'm just ready to roll. It's good to see number one and back in town, and I'm just excited.
Facts. JD, what's good, brother?
Right, there is no other player in the history of the Carolina Panthers that can turn a fan base from apathy to excitement in less than 24 hours like Cam Newton. So I think where we are now, I never thought we would be here, honestly, because it would take Matt Rhule, it would take David Tepper, it would take Scott Fitterer, even though he wasn't here, admitting they were wrong and getting all the way back to square one, coming all the way back around. We done paid another team starter. We done paid Sam Darnold, his 5th-year option. Now we're coming all the way back to square one. So there is no way I could have seen this coming. I told Kev, I told Will, I told them it was BS when they dropped that stuff in there that it was gonna happen. So I think it's a welcome change because now I can sit down and grade a Panthers quarterback without throwing up.
T Money, what's good, bro? How you
What's
feeling?
up, everybody? My feelings is just Cam has always brought hope, whether it's been the 6 and 10 years. I mean, he got us in the playoffs with 7, 8, and 1. And shout out to Rashad and Dave. I was at the game last week, and it was just Sam don't give you no hope at all. Like the 3 and out, the getting the receivers killed, like. It's not even you don't even see a possibility of where it could be better. Every time we get in the red zone, every time he scrambled, I just assumed it was a pick. I mean, I'm yelling at him to throw it out of bounds, not even try to throw it to a receiver, just throw it out of bounds. And I mean, the one thing Cam is going to bring is hope. And for all the people who was mad about Cam leaving, at the end of the day, we're finally going to get to see how he looks in Joe Brady's offense. If Cam comes in and stinks it up and looks as bad as Sam Darnold, we'll finally have our answer. But I think the biggest thing for everybody was they didn't give him that year at all.
Cool. Rodney, how you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm extremely happy. I didn't think there was any chance that they would kind of go back and bring Cam back again. Like you're all saying, it gives the team and the fan base hope. I think it's kind of funny how, they got rid of him. And you had Tepper there, and I mean at the time Hurney and Rhule, kind of kicking him to the curb, didn't want to give him that shot. And now, when your plan started to go awry, you're calling Cam in to come save the day, just like he always had to do when he was here to begin with. It's like you were saying, it's we don't know what he has left. I thought in the preseason he looked pretty good, but even if he comes in there and doesn't play well and isn't the same guy at all, and the offense doesn't get moving, it's still good to just have Cam back, because Cam, he is a Panther. He never should have been gone. And, I mean, Father Time catches up to everybody. And if it's caught up to Cam, that's fine. Let it catch up in Carolina.
Agreed. John, you got the Versace's. I don't know if those Versace's or Armani. I don't know what kind of designer shades them is. You got a cigar rolling. I know you feeling good. What's good, brother?
Man, listen, fellowship. That's what this is, man. That's what, you know what I'm saying? It's euphoria, bro. It's absolute euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those like moments 5 years from now, you'll be like, man, where were you when that happened? To me, for a Panther fan, maybe not for the rest of the league, but even if he tears it up, obviously for the rest of the league as well. But like, man, it's just because you never see this kind of stuff happen. This would have been like Brett Favre going back to Green Bay after going to the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just to give him an opportunity to be able to come into this situation, which I think when you think about how many times the defense has flipped the ball back to the offense, how many points would have been scored with Cam versus Sam, right? And I'm Sam apologist, right? So this is, but I was never big on the fact that they got rid of Cam in the first place, and I hated how it happened. So for a man to swallow his pride on, I wouldn't even say on both sides because Cam ain't really do nothing to deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But for Tep to actually swallow his pride, man, like you got to be real happy about where you see this team going and the ownership, because that's a big thing, man. That's a huge thing. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, euphoria, man. And I'm here to really just listen to y'all's perspectives the most, man, because I just appreciate everybody's, content and everything. But man, hey, you see it. But I want to say one thing though, real quick. I'm sure Cam walked in with the idea of saying something like Birdman would say,
put some respect on my name. All three of y'all.
All three of them. All three of them too.
All three of them. Three of them.
That's funny.
Three of them.
I like that. I like that. He came with. I like that. I respect that. Shelatron, bring us home, brother. Long time no here. First of all, it's good seeing you. I saw you the other night on Charlotte Vibe, but it's good interacting with you again, brother. Welcome back.
Yeah, good to be back over here. Look, I think I have a different perspective than a lot of y'all do, because I think it took a lot for Cam to pick up that phone and swallow his pride. Because look, I don't know about y'all, but I'd be petty. if I had a solid job doing what I was doing and knowing that I was part of one of the only pieces at that workplace that made things really go, and you kick me out publicly, unceremoniously, and it was definitely disrespectful, and then you call me back after you picked up Teddy Bridgewater and you paid Sam Darnold. It takes a really big man to pick up that phone, listen to them, and actually come into the office when you do have other offers on the table, whether they were starting roles or backup roles, whatever. I don't know if I could be that mature and that like not petty to do what Cam did. So I think it does take a really big, I guess, and really solid perspective on what's important for Cam to pick up that phone call and actually come back through. I think he understands the importance of him coming back, not just to the team, but to the fan base. And I mean, he wasn't going to get this up to $10 million deal unless we were just like, if he just got cut because he was, injuries was coming up on him. We had no clue what was going on. And we cut him in a respectful manner saying, hey, we just don't know what the injuries, bro. And it's like, we're in a bad spot right now. We can't really test you soon enough. So, and we were like real, like actually cool about the departure. He probably couldn't have gotten this kind of deal with only 8 games left. I think that was part of the reason why the money looks so nice right now, especially considering he just got cut from the Patriots on a garbage deal regardless. So I think Cam really came through. He's going to do some – I'll see what he does behind this O-line because this O-line is what it is. I don't believe in it, but I think Cam, at the very least, is instantly the second best player on offense, probably the first, if C-Mac can come back and do what he does. I think Cam can definitely show something and bring something to this team because it needs something. It has to keep me engaged in these games because I have not really been engaged.
Yeah. And for me, I think football aside, for me, I think it's just the right thing to do, right? Like you bring this dude home and let him go out the right. He has earned the right and deserves the right to go out there and go out the right way, man. Like I feel like he's still got some football left in him. And this, again, football aside, I could really care less how the season goes. Like honestly, I could care less about how the rest of the season goes for me.
Facts.
I just really think because I look at these players, man, when I talk to these, sometimes I get a chance to talk to these players, and I look at it like I try to look at it like a human at the human level, right? These dudes are humans at the end of the day, and I know Cam was hurt, fam. Like when we let him walk. I know he was hurt, B. And for him to pick up the phone, like Shelatron said, and come back here and have the chance to retire here and the right way, hopefully, I think that speaks volumes. And for me, I'm just happy for that. Football aside. Now, football is a whole nother conversation. We'll get into that. But for me, I'm just happy that Cam is back home and can go out the right way because he's earned that. Now,
I think something else that low-key kind of sucks now looking back at it, and I'm sure he probably had to get over too, is the whole him not being there at the TD and Greg Olsen retirement press conference. Remember, they didn't acknowledge him. They didn't have him there. They tried not to mention him at all. I think looking back, that kind of sucks that he didn't get that opportunity to be there either.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why everyone's so surprised by this. Because I know on all of our podcasts, we've all been showing the picture of, the banner in the stadium that looks like they cropped out Cam Newton. It seemed as though the Panthers were actively trying to distance themselves from Cam Newton. So for them to now turn around, do an about face and bring him back, listen, I've had a lot of bad things to say recently about David Tepper and Matt Rhule. But look, you got to give credit where credit's due, man. Like everybody did the right thing and swallowed their pride and ego. Dave Tepper, Matt Rhule, and Cam Newton. And hey, real quick, I want to take umbrage with one thing real quick. We're all doing this thing where it's like, he's not the Cam Newton of 10 years ago. He ain't what he used to be, but maybe he'll come in and be enough. Like, bro, he's only 32 years old. That's not that old, man. Aaron Rodgers is like, what, 36, 37? Like, how do we know for a fact that Cam Newton has yet to play his best football? Like, call me an optimist.
Not to put too much on him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get my hopes up and set the bar way high. And then
now the thing is, comparing him to Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady isn't fair either because Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady they're different type of quarterbacks.
Right.
Cam Newton's a quarterback that took more punishment than most running backs did when he was in his prime,
and he have a different type of support.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
On the
when you
field
take
and
those
off
things
the
into
field.
account,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I always compare Cam. Remember, don't get the Ben Roethlisberger today out of your mind, but think of prime Ben Roethlisberger. He was extending plays. He had a rocket arm, taking a lot of hits, got banged up. Mike Tomlin, as Ben got older, surrounded him with Antonio Brown, surrounded him with Le'Veon Bell. Ben started throwing those short, quick passes, stayed in the pocket, got the ball out quick. I think that's what we're going to see from Cam now, more cerebral Cam Newton as opposed to winning with his athleticism like he did in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that a little bit with Norv, is he was taking more of the short, easy throws. So, I mean, we know he can do it. I mean, that year with Norv was probably his best completion percentage year.
Yeah, they talk about the basketball analogy. He ain't got to be Russell Westbrook anymore. He can be Chris Paul. He can just be the distributor. He ain't got to worry about trying to do too much or put the team on his back like he used to. People want to say, "Oh, he's not Superman anymore." I mean, he ain't got to be Superman in my opinion.
Right.
I don't want him to be.
Yeah, he got a good defense. We got more speed on the outside than we've ever had in his career. Christian McCaffrey is healthy. This man had 100 yards and 50% of the plays last week. I mean, they're going to unleash him eventually, Christian McCaffrey, that is. And obviously, when Cam Newton plays, it's an automatic upgrade to your running game. So it's going to make the defense even more fresh. So it's like, it in theory, it look like it can work out. We can make a little bit, we can make it real interesting down the stretch. And that's all I can ask for, interesting football in November, December, you know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at draft boards and talking about who we should lose to or who we should win against, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see how it turns out.
All right, so
if we can get that.
No, go ahead. Finish that thought, and then I'll move on.
Go ahead and finish the thought. Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to quickly say if we could just get that 2018 pre-Pittsburgh Cam, 17 passing touchdowns, 4 touchdowns rushing, 4 interceptions, passer rating of 106. If we can get that Cam, to start showing glimpses, and then maybe a full off season, to come back, because they did discuss multiple years with them. So I just think they just agreed on this just to get the party started. But, if that version of Cam is still around, because now that he's healthy, no COVID, past the physical, so there's no issues with the shoulder. If the 2018 version is what we're looking forward to, I'm definitely excited. I think that's more realistic possibility.
Still
for him
MVP
at this
Cam,
moment.
though. That's 2015 Cam, though. They're on the same pace.
No, 2018.
No, I said 2018.
But he's saying they were on the same
18's
pace.
the same pace. I think 18 was a better pace than 15, actually.
But he was a different type of quarterback in 2018 than he was in 2015, though. Like, say, he was a more cerebral Cam. He was dissecting defense.
Yeah.
He struggled against man coverage. With Norv, they was running man beaters, and he was actually hitting receivers in stride. Because Cam used to dominate, cover 2 and cover 3, but he struggled against man coverage. But under Norv ran those man beaters. That's why they called him Advil Norv, because he was causing headaches for defenders.
They call him Advil Norv.
Yeah, they call him. Yeah, that's the name. He got that back with the Cowboys because his play designs and everything like that, getting guys open. They used to call him Advil Norv because he gave defensive coordinators headaches. So yeah, if we can get the 2018 version, I'll take that.
And like Cody said, that's just, you went from barely acknowledging the man at all, trying to lead him out of memory, to you wanted a multi-year, a 2-year deal.
Right, that's crazy.
I know they will never explain it, but I need to hear the thought process.
All right,
so they had no leverage.
All right, so let's move on. Let's move this conversation on a little bit, and we'll talk about X's and O's and all that. But I was listening to the press conference, right? All of them. I listened to all of them today. But we'll start with Scott Fitters because I think it was the most interesting to me. And this man, the first question, what are we gonna do with Sam Darnold, right? And so he goes on to answer the question and says, Sam has to go, pauses for a brief second, and says, we have to find out something to do with him. So
that boy gone.
I was thinking,
it's not IR, Rashad.
I was thinking IR.
You was stuttering like a mug, boy.
He was cerebral in what he said. He was saying Sam has to go. He paused, thought about it because he was going to say something, and then said he had to find out what to do with Sam Darnold. And so my question to you guys is, what do you guys think the best way forward? And do you think Sam Darnold's going to be on the roster next year?
I would say no, just because of David Tepper. Look how fast he was able to move on from Teddy Bridgewater. He didn't care about all the dollars he had to eat, the fact that he was still paying some of the salary, even after Teddy went to Denver. I mean, look, we got the richest owner in the NFL, y'all. Like, nobody's got more bank than David Tepper. He don't give a damn. I think that he's willing to cut bait with Sam Darnold as soon as he needs to. I think he'd be far too expensive to be a backup. And I just think we don't have need for him anymore, man. Like, Sam Darnold is who a lot of us thought he was. I had hope for Sam. You know, I thought that maybe we might be able to turn him around. But nah, man, he's just not good, man. He crumbles under pressure, terrible pocket presence, throwing into double coverage. He's lucky to be a backup, honestly. I don't think
I will say this about that. Like, yeah, Tepper is the richest owner, but the salary cap eves it up for everybody. Yeah. And so it's a different ball game there.
Tepper's money is never involved. His money is involved in coaching, facilities. Right. And by the way, I drive past it every day. That Rock Hill head.
No, I know that. I'm just saying the mindset that David Tepper has. Like, David Tepper, he's on to the next one, man. And I think that same mindset would be the same when dealing with Sam Darnold.
So my question is, when it comes to the salary, what type of hit is that if we were to release him? Because I'm trying to figure out.
$18 million.
It's big.
So might as well just keep on the roster, right?
Make him a healthy scratch all next year. Sit down, drink this damn Gatorade.
Yo, if he's hurt,
one at a time, y'all. One at a time.
Yeah, all right. If he's hurt, injury settlement. That's the only way out. Injury settlement.
I don't think
agreement. Let him walk.
I think it's fully guaranteed for the 5th-year option.
Yeah,
Unless it's an injury. If that injury is still showing, unless that injury is still showing, because think about Shaq Thompson almost missed out on his 5th-year option.
It's different
because he was coming back from an injury.
They changed that rule.
Different draft class. The 2018 draft class was the first year it changed because Adoree Jackson. They cut him the day before the new league year started. They got rid of him. So it's guaranteed. And the way that it's set up, as soon as you sign that 5th-year option, it's guaranteed, but the 4th year is also guaranteed too. So it's structured a little bit different. So I said this and Shai didn't like it, but you got to either AKA extend or restructure Sam's deal and spread it out over 3 years. He's going to get that same $18 million.
If you make him a backup,
get him off the roster. Get him off the roster. He can make the same $18 million. He's going to get direct deposit of $18 million, but you're gonna have that funny money like the Rams and the Saints got.
Deposit.
The Rams and the Saints got that funny money. You can spread it over the course of 2 or 3 years, so you're only taking the hit $6 million here, $6 million there, or whatever. So you free enough.
I've heard Aaron and Shaw have this argument.
Yeah, I'm not. No, because I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. That it makes sense, right? But if that's the case, and you could June 1 cut him and just spread it out over 2 years if you're gonna do that.
Oh, okay. I see what y'all saying. So you saying like restructure his deal and still release him, and that way the next couple of years is. Oh, okay.
Dead cap.
Correct.
Aaron saying give him $6 million in dead cap.
Well, let's do that then.
Also, remember you can trade him as well. If you trade him, the $18 million comes off the books completely. Only if you release him do you take that dead cap hit. So if
it's guaranteed.
Brock Osweiler deals where you find a trade partner and throw in an extra. With Brock Osweiler, they traded him.
But then that's even more.
The problem. Let him finish his thought. Let him finish his thought, y'all.
Sorry, Will.
No, I was just saying when Brock Osweiler, when that signed that bad contract with the Texans, they threw the extra 3rd-round pick in there and got a 6th in exchange. So the team that took on that contract got an extra draft pick. So if you can work something out like that, you can probably get rid of him and have another team take on some of that cap hit.
Sam gonna cost us 4 draft. He gonna cost us 4 draft.
That's a good
Call Samir and give him your idea.
But if you can find somebody to take Sam Darnold's contract off your hands right now, then I'll
restructure.
I'll have all the faith in the world in the people running this team. I have next to zero right now, but if they can find somebody to actually trade for Sam Darnold at this point, then I'll shut my mouth for the next couple years and just go along with whatever they want to do.
Yeah, so
and it's just gonna take a pick to do it.
All right,
we ain't got no day 2 picks.
Scott Finner will be like the executive of the year if you can actually get someone to trade for Sam Darnold without us giving away all our picks. Which, by the way, we already did give away all of our picks. So we either give away a 1st or a 4th, and if that 4th is gone, then we have literally no picks. For me, I see it like if like I think Cody mentioned the way that that David looks at things, or Dave looks at things like in business, like assets. I would say keep them on the look. Next year is not going to be a good year for us. I think we can all agree on that. That's how I see it. It's not going to be a deep playoff run year for us.
I think it should be. I think we should expect that. It may not be, but I think we can expect that.
With an O-line we have to fix all the way. We have to re-sign a bunch of dudes. How do we fix the O-line? The 2 out of our top 3 linebackers, in terms of snap counts, are going to be gone. 2 of our top 3 DBs, in terms of snap counts, are going to be having expiring contracts in this next free agency period.
So hold on, Shell.
Wait.
So who's going to be gone? Like in your thought process, who's missing?
Hold up. Let me look.
Because I think
who do we sign versus who do we keep?
We're talking about for next year.
Yes,
for next year.
The only people we know we have to sign Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is going to be someone that we got to sign.
That's a big bag.
Yeah, Dante Jackson's going to be gone, but we're kind of feeling like with C.J. Henderson, and now you got Stephon Gilmore. Dante is probably going to be out of the equation. I mean, we're probably going to have to go to free agency round.
If Dante's gone, then we should have did what we should have did with Curtis. We should have traded him for those picks because he would have given us a lot of picks. And we watch. I said this about Curtis Samuel. You either watch and walk away for free, and have a good feeling in your heart week 13, or you trade him and get actual assets for him because we have not a lot of assets. So
I was saying the same thing, Shell.
So if we do watch Dante walk, then I mean I guess that's
they play the comp pick game. Yeah, the comp pick game. That's what
Dante's not.
But that's
Dante's
next year.
walking.
That's not this year though. The comp pick comes in 2023,
and that's fine. It's better than nothing.
I don't think Dante's walking though.
Dante's sticking around.
He's the brand of player that Matt Rhule.
That is Matt Rhule's guy, man.
So we're paying Hassan Reddick. We're paying Dante Jackson, right?
Okay, keep going. Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore.
Hypothetically.
So Stephon Gilmore, do we keep him?
Yes. Hometown discount action. He's gonna want us to
hometown
discount.
discount.
Keep walking.
Okay. Hometown discount there. And who's the Jermaine Carter doesn't really play. DJ is on, I think that's
5th year.
He's got his 5th year.
He's got his 5th year.
So he's playing. He's
on
a contract.
So would you want him to play on that last year and then bet on himself? No. And then potentially other teams
he's gonna do that anyway. He
might not have no choice. He might not have no choice but to do that.
But he's going to do that anyway.
I'm saying we shouldn't extend him early.
No, you should. I think you should extend him.
You should try, but I don't think he's going to. Why would he? Why would he?
That also
depends
on that also frees up.
I think so. He gets security now. So if he gets hurt next year, if he gets hurt during his 5th year, then that's the whole bet that you take on yourself. But if you get offered that extension early.
It's fully
guaranteed. He's talking about
I'm saying for long term. I'm saying long term.
Gotcha.
If he gets injured, then then your value goes down. Your value tanks for the next few years.
But see, the money gonna kick in 2023 when that new TV money kicks in, and the salary cap gonna get a nice little bump. Now, right now we're sitting around estimated 45 million or whatever, and don't forget 48 million and 52 million in dead salary cap. That's also taken away from us as well. So from a salary cap position. That's why a lot of these players took short-term deals, 1 and 2 years, because they know that with the TV deal that was signed with that new money that's going to be coming into play, that's something to consider as well. So the salary cap for us is going to be looking real good the next 2 to 3 years.
So
while we try to retain our core players.
That's cool, but then you have 3, maybe 4 players you have to pay, and then you also have to fix that O-line, which I think we can all agree 4 out of the 5 dudes on the O-line ain't shit.
I agree there, but I agree there.
The O-line, there's nowhere to go but up for the O-line. I mean,
there ain't nowhere to go.
I think from a cap, and I would consider myself the cap guy, right? That's my thing. Okay. From the cap, I wouldn't be too concerned about signing any of these guys, right? Re-signing any of these. I think it's possible. It's most certainly possible. If you see what Federer did this year with some of these deals with the voided years and all that stuff, he started doing what a real GM does. We got to get out that Hurney mindset because that shit is gone. Like we actually have a GM that can play around with the cap, and it might, we're gonna push the money in the future years, but that's the name of the game. So I have no concerns even with touch. That's why I'm against what Dunk is saying because it's no need to push money in the future years. We played that dead money game, right? We've paid the wrong people and paid for them for multiple years down the road. We don't need to do that no more. You made the mistake. Eat that joint. Get rid of it so you have a clean slate in 2023. And if we do, and I'm not saying we should, I'm saying if we draft a quarterback, now you have a quarterback on a rookie deal. You don't have to worry about spending big money. So it's all good, in my opinion. Now I think,
and that's what I mean by we should keep Sam. So if we do get a quarterback,
right,
then you have Sam as a dummy. He's the asset that you're allowed to abuse, so your other assets can mature, and you can come into that later on. Because if you're spending all that money on these 3 big players on defense, and then you have to find an O line. If you're looking at next year as the plan being like trying to win now, then you have to spend a ton of money because you have your first round pick, then it's 4th, unless you want to use future picks to come back in this draft. So you have to go all in, like basically all the way all in, if you want to have a competitive year next year.
So Shells, this year, do you not think they did that this year?
They did it this year. They did it last year.
Yeah. So what makes you think they're gonna do something different next year?
I'm saying it's not the smartest thing to do.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm saying it's not the smartest thing to do.
So my thing is about Sam. Like I know everybody's saying, I think we should just go in and eat it, but I think Sam is going to want to get out of here, and I think Sam is going to want to push his way out. Like I don't think Sam is going to be playing hardball. I think Sam is going to be ready to try to take an opportunity somewhere else. I think he probably thinks in his mind that he's still a starter in this league. So I think Sam might be willing to take some type of settlement to get out.
Hey, Pokey, what timeline is he on, fam? Because that shit is crazy.
I don't see anything in his demeanor
is about.
I didn't say he was a starter.
Like, and I don't get that from Sam. I don't get that from Sam, man.
Nah.
I don't see that at all from Sam, man. He seems like a humble guy who just
Who's
goes
he going
along
to force his way to? Who's he going to force
the way
his
that
way
Sam
to?
was putting that cap on his face last game, I think he knows it's over with.
Yeah,
I like it though. You got to remember, coaches and GMs across the league are very arrogant. Back when Sam Darnold, he was a good college prospect. A lot of teams were high on him, and teams have a list. They have guys that we scouted and liked in the draft before. We have a list of guys we like. In the event they come free, we're going to try to make a move for them. He's going to find work somewhere as a backup or competing for a starting job. So I really think plan A, they're going to try to trade him, find a trade partner, work something out. And I don't think they're going to try to eat that $18 million cap hit. They signed Matt Barkley. I mean,
So
why are you signing 2
quarterbacks
quarterbacks instead of 1? Somebody's got to go. I mean, PJ is basically the coach's son. So I think Sam is going to be the odd man. Now they're going to be working hard to find a trade partner come March.
What is it, Pat? What PJ?
Nephew-tism.
The coach's son. He did not outplay Will Greer this summer. Know that. He did not outplay Will Greer.
Nephew-tism.
It is something.
Yo, I'm done.
All right. So I got another question.
Wait, before you ask, can I just go off of what Shell was saying?
Sure.
Look, man, let's be honest. And I know I sound like a broken ass record at this point, especially if you've been watching the C3 podcast.
You say Deshaun.
But no, man, we really don't even still know what we have in Deontay Brown and Brady Christensen. Like I've been arguing that they should have had more snaps this season, but like we really don't know if these guys are going to be starting caliber offensive linemen or not. And if the jury is still out, then they still might be serviceable. So I mean, if we draft a first round offensive lineman next year and consider those guys stepping up in some kind of way, like, rebuilding this O-line might not be as daunting a task as people are making it out to be.
They should make it look like it.
Can the offensive line experts please chime in?
I'm not an expert, but let me tell you what Brady Christensen is not.
I'll say this. I think Sam Darnold makes a C- D+ offensive line look like an F- offensive line because he's so indecisive. He has no pocket presence. He holds the ball. In next gen stats, look it up. He holds the ball top 5 longer than any other quarterback in the league. So I don't think it's as bad. They're bad, but they're not an F- O-line. You look at the Dolphins playing tonight, we're not nearly that bad.
And before he came to Carolina, he was also one of the worst quarterbacks from the pocket.
That much worse. Sam's influence isn't that big of a
shit.
Wait, what's your grade for the O-line right now? What's the grade of the O-line?
I mean, I think it's probably like a D+, C- range. Because I've seen, like, my thing is, Shellstrom, I watched those games, bro, and I've seen Sam's mistakes. And let me tell you something.
Sam's bad.
That line was holding it down.
Clean pockets.
That line he had a lot of clean pockets when he was throwing them fucking picks.
Yeah, I understand. They're not good, though. He threw picks. He's bad, but they're also bad. It's not like he's like.
But if the pocket is clean, You need to execute, bro. You can't be out here trying to be happy feet.
Oh, he's bad. Oh no, he's bad. He's bad.
He's trying to get his pitter
Rashad
patter
and
on.
Dave has always told us though that
it's like
clean,
this. It's like this. See what this Cam Newton
clean
signing.
pocket numbers isn't great at all either.
It isn't.
But look. Let me raise my hand.
Go ahead.
But look, with this Cam Newton signing, I said this on my channel. We kind of addressed the QB and the O-line. See, we so used to Cam Newton working magic with a bad offensive line. So that's what Dave thinking about. Like, we good. The offensive line ain't that bad. We Cam here now. You know what I'm saying? So we used to having a bad offensive line. And so it's being that Sam Darnold can't work with that offensive line that we know Cam can work with it kind of do look like, Sam, come on now. You ain't that good. But that's why I feel like Sam is a good backup. He'll never be another starter in this league. I don't think so.
Oh, no.
So like with this Cam Newton signing, man, it addressed a whole lot. See, everybody ain't thinking about that offensive line now. Everybody like, but
I agree with.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Kev.
For the offensive line, let's keep it 100.
Oh Lord, he about to come with some numbers. Look, man, I ain't got no numbers. I just gave you my opinion now. Don't come with no numbers.
Pat, let the man
give
talk.
it down for you. But I'm just gonna say it like this: when Cam's worst offensive line, as far as pass run, was only 19th during the time that he was here. So from 2011 to 2019, the 19 rated O-line. Currently, right is 31st in the league, and our run block win rate is 27th in the league. This is,
and that's Sam Darnold's fault.
Not a time. And with the pass block and run block win rate means the blocker's ability to maintain a half seconds for who they're assigned to, and we only doing that only at a 45% rate during the pass and only a 60% rate during the run. That's not. But ironically enough, guess who got the best one? Ron took him with him to Washington. The Redskins, they got the best run block.
Hey, football team, man.
The team.
Come
on,
man.
I am not proficient in Microsoft Excel. I can know in the spreadsheet.
I'm playing kid.
Who knows the math?
But I'm just saying though, it's the offensive. What they got coming up in free agency, if we nail it, if we're gonna run a Joe Brady scheme, which is zone heavy or whatever, the type of line want to be available for us to take advantage of, and the cap is there if we decide to make a deal. Now with Samir Suleiman, I'm not worried about how you work out the contract. I just know that the type of players are going to be there that can allow us to address the offensive line in free agency, and then we can go BPA. Like I said, as of right now, we don't have no day 2 picks, as where it stands, but offensive line can definitely be addressed with this free agency, but we just can't be doing them on Cam Mervis and Pat Elflein on day 1 like we did this.
Yeah, and we've seen the offensive line get fixed in the year too. We've seen the Chiefs do that because they definitely fixed theirs.
That's the biggest thing is, can we trust
the pass block win rate? I'll get back to my point. Darnold makes the line worse. The Panthers are at 51%, but guess who? The Cowboys are at 53%. Dak's playing elite ball this year. The Vikings are at 54%. Kirk Cousins playing great ball this year. The Chargers are at 55%. Justin Herbert playing great ball this year. These quarterbacks have, it was a 4% difference in the win rate, but their quarterbacks are playing elite ball. Why is our guy struggling so much? And I'm saying he can't operate under pressure. He makes this line look worse than they are.
Yeah, he definitely.
So we have a good line with a horrible quarterback.
Nah, that ain't what we saying. We're not saying they great. We're not saying they great.
We're not saying they great.
But we saying
they
serviceable.
The thing is, when they do great things, Sam is fucking up the damn meal.
I agree. They're both bad. They both need to be replaced.
But I don't think they're equally bad. I think
one
of you did that by picking up Cam Newton. You fixed both of them.
They're both not consistently winning ready position groups.
Fair enough. All right, so I got another question.
Let me jump in here. I want to go back. I want to go back to your original question about Sam Darnold. I think you guys are overthinking this a little bit. We need to trade his ass to San Fran for a box of Bojangles chicken and call it a day. Let's be real here. We're overthinking this. They're going to eat that contract just like they did Teddy. They're going to eat that contract. Tepper doesn't care. It's time to move on from Sam. The writing was on the wall today with that Fitterer press conference. The guy damn near said he was about to release him in the press conference. Like, he did. Let's be real here. Let's be real here.
That man ain't got no poker face.
Man, he might be released tomorrow. Something might happen tomorrow, dog. Like, I feel like
why IR?
Why has he not been put on IR yet? Though they got the diagnosis 2 days ago that he was going to be out 4 to 7 weeks. That's why I'm like, okay, why? Especially if you're signing people, you can only have 53 men on the active roster. Clearly, Cam is going to the active roster. He's not going to practice squad and then move up. So, like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
That contract.
I think they had to make sure that they had Cam signed first.
Matt Barkley got to go. Okay.
No, I mean, regardless, he was going to have to go on IR to save that roster spot because you can't have 4 quarterbacks, and they weren't really going to have 3. So I'm confused what's going to actually happen. Like,
I think they're going.
Why haven't they made the move?
I think they're going to IR. That'll be announced at some point. But I got another question.
They might make him announce it. Y'all, I'm going to IR.
Right, let Robbie announce it.
Hold on.
Robbie announced
to
start catching passes.
I got another question. But first of all, we got like 500 people watching the stream right now. So hit that like button, please. That'll help your boy out. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Notification bell, all the good stuff. So hit that like button. I got another question.
Subscribe to these players too, man.
Yeah,
subscribe
I got
to
their
everybody
links.
in here.
Their links are in the description. I got another question. It was said in Scott Fitterer's press conference today, and they asked him, what was David Tepper's role in the decision? Okay.
I love that.
And they said, Mr. Tepper is a hands-off owner.
Cap.
Do y'all believe that?
You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. I believe it. Because, hey, Matt said it too, though. Both of them said that David Tepper is hands-off, and they just kind of run it by him. But I'm like,
they know who signed their checks.
Didn't Tepper fly Cam out to his house?
They just straight up lying. We seen in the draft confidential. They said, "Hey, Mr. Tepper, how do you feel about this? Is our board. How do you feel about it?"
Tepper was sitting in the back of those press conferences going like this when they asked those questions. You know you was doing that. Come on.
A picture with Cam and David Tepper. I mean, he looked pretty hands-on right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was
literally. Hand on his shoulder. Hand on his shoulder.
He told Matt, he said, listen, I can't tell you how to do your job. I'm giving you control. I'm just saying if things don't work out with Sam, it probably won't be good for you.
Yeah.
If you bring in Cam and things don't work out, maybe I'll be a little bit more forgiving. I'm just saying, but the choice is yours.
I mean, because what was Dave and Rashad saying a week ago? Hey, Rhule don't get no third quarterback.
Nope.
Technically, I mean,
he did.
Technically, he kind of didn't.
Remixed it.
It's technically, but yeah.
Well, Matt Barkley's his third, right? He brought Matt Barkley.
True.
Third starter, I guess. Starter.
So yeah, he ain't hand Matt Barkley the keys.
Yeah. We need to have a separate discussion about the Rhule situation. But the thing about when they said that, the first thing I thought of was the fact that Scott is the safest person in that front office right now, bro.
You see how happy
he was? Safest guy.
You see how
safest guy.
How energetic he was when he came into that press today.
Y'all want to ask some
questions? And the thing is, the way he was talking about Cam, he was like, yeah, man, I never met Cam. I only saw him. We played against him last year in New England. And I'll tell you what, he was a great guy. I liked him a lot. I'm like, yo, I'm starting to think that the Rules.
His mannerisms was way different than that Rules.
He said, I don't know what they were doing before I got here, but
he did say that too, though. He did say that.
I wouldn't have released him. I don't know what happened last time.
Let me tell y'all something, man. They didn't even get the day right of when they called Cam.
They couldn't.
Rhule was out here talking about it happened on Rhule was talking about,
Monday.
we called him on Monday. And Fitterer straight up said,
he was supposed to be the one that called, but Scott Fitterer cleared that all up. They all were in the room and they talked about calling Cam. When it first came out, they tried to make it sound like Matt Rhule reached out to him first or something like that.
No.
But Scott Fitterer was very transparent at what happened.
I called
when they asked Rhule what happened, he was like, I think we called him Monday. I don't remember. Steve, what day was that? But Fitterer was like, okay, I'll tell you what happened. After the game, we did this. We sat down. We sat in the room. Okay, we said, let's call Cam. We called Cam that Tuesday. He was clear about it. And like I said, his mannerism was way different than Rhule's. Rhule's was kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, now,
Scott
y'all
Fitterer
follow
was happy.
Sheena Quick on Twitter. She's close with somebody in Newton's camp, so she gets any breaking news related to him. She gets it. She showed a text message that showed that David Tepper was like, okay, Matt, we've done it your way twice. It's not working. Let's do it my way now. So I think Matt Rhule saying that was just kind of the damage control to
Oh, yeah, no, I saw it.
Run it back.
And made Matt Rhule make that.
Who said that?
Run it back.
Yeah, say that one more time, Will.
So basically, what she was basically saying was, David Tepper was fed up. She was like, okay, Matt, you've done it your way twice. You bombed on your quarterback choices. it's time to do it my way. And that's why they made amends with Cam, especially at this point in the season. We were snowballing downhill, probably going to lose the rest of these games with Darnold. So, Ryan, is from her point of view, that's not me reporting that.
Right.
Tepper put his foot down, and Matt Rhule had to comply with Tepper for this.
But that's why I laughed.
Somebody's foot was down on him too.
Yeah,
shoot.
That's why I laugh when people when they start to say David Tepper's hands off, right? Because you went from all in on Sam Darnold. I'm talking you out of Justin Fields, and halfway through the season, you act like Sam Darnold don't even exist now. You bring back the quarterback who you wanted nothing to do with. Nobody thought he was ever going to be in Carolina again, and you got the GM in the press conference like, we're going to do something with that other dude. I don't know.
Isn't that?
But it's definitely.
Hold on, no, I got a question for you guys about that. Are you guys comfortable with David Tepper having that much say on the football side of things? Because you got Jerry Jones, another
man got $3 billion.
I think
get comfortable.
If you listen to Dave's theory about, because I think what Will just said kind of follows up with what Dave think, or somebody said that David Tepper wanted Justin Fields, and so maybe that was overwritten, and I think that jives. All that's starting to jive together and say, I wanted Justin Fields, you wanted damn Sam Darnold. Nah, that we tried it your way, fam. It's my turn, and I think,
and I own the team
for all intents and purposes. I think David Tepper might be 2 for 2.
He tried Matt Rhule's selling point.
As far as we know,
Matt Rhule's selling point was J.C. Horn plus Sam Darnold was better than Justin Fields, but
Jesus,
I know,
and that's some dumbass math.
He had that made up in his mind before he took the job. Sam Darnold was absolutely Matt Rhule's guy. He said, "Wow, he looks like Stafford." So I think Tepper just finally put his foot down and said, "Enough is enough."
So it sounds like Matt Rhule or that Tepper was hands off, and now he's more hands on after we're seeing all this stuff come down. Yeah. So I guess they're like Rivera used to do, like Ron used to do, technically telling the truth, but there's also something below the surface where you're like, hold up, if we can just peel this back, there's a little more there we should probably get into.
I think that's most owners. I think that's most owners in the league. Like they'll let you make your decisions for a little while. So go ahead.
Because if you look at before all Tepper and Cam's interaction, it was always all love, and I've seen that in person. Because I was at the last Thanksgiving jam thing that Cam had. Him and Tepper relationship always seemed like, they liked each other. So it probably was a Matt Rhule call to get rid of Cam.
I mean, that whole I'm not a doctor, is he healthy? Talk to me when he's healthy stuff don't really help.
I was going to put that in my video too.
I hated that.
But if we do a quick look back at the timeline from when Cam got the Liz Frank to what led to his departure, let's look at it. August, he got hurt. He waited till after Kid had their 4th baby before he had that Liz Frank. All right, now under the rules of the CBA or whatnot, a player on IR, he's got to pass the physical. So by having that surgery in November, it wasn't until when he was healthy enough to pass the physical, because like we said earlier, or it would have been an injury. And so that was the reason why Cam was released late. It wasn't because they was doing it out of spite. He simply wasn't in a position to pass a physical, which he must do once he goes on IR. So all this talk, they just got rid of him and all late on spite, not a purpose. That's not entirely true. Now had that man got that surgery done, his foot, then he would have passed his physical and been in a different position. His 2020 salary had no guaranteed money in it anyway. That 20.
Yeah.
So it was, just get rid of Cam because we don't like him. No, it was other factors.
But remember, part of that was.
Wait, hold on, Tim. I just want to tell Kevin real quick. Your audio's cutting out, so like you'll be mid sentence and it'll cut you off for like 2.5 seconds straight. I just wanted to let you know. I didn't know if you.
But we got all your points. We know you was right. I tell you that,
we got.
Kevin always right. So if you ain't heard nothing he said, he was right.
But remember, part of that was supposed to be that. Remember, Cam supposedly, even though we never officially heard that from Cam, that he didn't want to play on a 1-year deal, that he wanted to be extended.
No one does.
Yeah, no player wants to.
Well, he wanted a multi-year deal this time.
Exactly.
And that's why they agreed. That's why they agreed to the terms that they did. They I think originally they wanted to do $5 million per, but they ended up selling it for $10 million, and he's got like $4.5 million guaranteed.
Yep.
And they'll figure it out in the offseason. and the 1.5 million roster bonus. So he's going to get $6 million off gate, and he's going to probably make the other 4. He's pretty much making $1 million a game, because of $1 million a game.
Yeah,
I got a question for y'all. How much do y'all think this offense is going to change now that Cam Newton is here?
Actually, let me rephrase that. Hold on. Let me rephrase that, because that was one of my questions. Great question though. I think that we're gonna find out how good of an OC Joe Brady really is. I think he's gotten a lot. I think he's gotten some slack here. People are going in on him and cutting him some breaks because of the quarterback and all this other stuff. So my question to you is, what is your expectation? Going to what Cody said, what is your expectations for Joe Brady and this offense now that we got Cam, considering that, or assuming that he starts? Not this week, but next week.
I think when you look at Joe Brady's offense, he runs a lot of the same concepts we saw with Norv Turner. Simple dagger concepts. You see that.
Will, one second. My fault. Lunch break hot take, guys. They got to bounce. Do y'all let's go ahead and let them outro themselves, and then we'll get back to it.
All right,
go ahead, B. Yeah, B. You got any you got any final thoughts? Go ahead. Say them real quick. You the Panthers fan.
Yeah, to be honest, after this week, it doesn't look like he's going to start this week. I'm expecting the offense to really take off, honestly. I know the O-line is bad. It's been bad all year, but good quarterbacks work around bad O-lines all across the league. This is, Cam has never had the kind of talent that he's got around him right now. And he's not the same level of decision maker that Sam Darnold is. So I don't think that you'll see, the quarterback out there kind of tearing down drives and killing momentum and things like that. He'll be utilizing Christian McCaffrey. Darnold did as well, but he'll be utilizing McCaffrey. I think we'll see Terrace Marshall getting involved, and we'll finally be able to see, Moore and Anderson flourish with the quarterback. And I think that we can expect them to start putting up some points very soon.
All right, we'll leave it at that. And real quick, I'll tell y'all where to find us: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. Also follow us on our YouTube page, Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. We also like to do post-game shows like we're going to do tonight, right after this Ravens and Dolphins game. So you can come over there and hang out with us, and we'll probably do something for the Panthers game on Sunday. They're playing Sunday, right?
Yep.
Sunday against the Cardinals. Yeah, so you might see us then. So check us out. And Rashad, Dave, everybody, man, appreciate hanging out with you guys, man. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having
us.
us.
Swinging through,
Thanks for
man.
coming out.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so going back to the original question, let's talk about this offense and expectations. We'll go back to you since you were mid-thought. My apologies, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Joe Brady, if you watch his scheme, I know a lot of people aren't fans of him. He's very good in terms of route concepts and coverage beaters. There's an answer for every coverage, and I think with Sam Darnold, he's one read, panics, gets nervous, and takes off or makes a bad decision. Cam's going to be more calm, cool, collected. He's going to find those number 2, number 3 options through his progression. And I think that's going to help guys like Robbie and Terrace Marshall get more involved as well. The run game, Matt Rhule, what did he say? He wants to do bloody runs. Cam can be a big part of that as well in the run game. The read option game's going to come back. Your red zone offense is going to improve. I don't think we'll be an elite offense, but we'll be much more efficient, number one, and it'll just be more those short field situations where we're getting 3, those can turn into 7. Mm-hmm. So I think you'll see a lot of small things improve with the offense going forward.
Anybody else want to
chime in? Yeah, I agree with. Listen, I feel like people have painted me as a Joe Brady defender. I'm not saying that he's been perfect, but I don't think he's been the main issue with our offense. And I think if we had a better quarterback that trusted the pocket a little more, didn't do the things that Will just said, panic after the first read isn't there, and also just made some more accurate throws, I don't necessarily think everybody would be as hard on Joe Brady as they have been. Receivers have been open, and there's been a lot of drop passes. There's been bad O-line play. So it's hard for me to put all of the blame on Joe Brady. And I honestly think that having Cam Newton might actually show you the full capability of what Joe Brady is able to do as an offensive play caller. So I'm hopeful that we haven't seen the best of Cam Newton or Joe Brady, in fact.
Yeah, my only concern is the run game because Joe Brady's not a very his run game is not very diverse. A lot of zone, a lot of inside zone, a lot of outside zone, a lot of duo. And we saw with other coordinators that use Cam, we got very creative with the run game. Like, the Z motions, the zooms, whatever you want to call it, zip zoom, whatever, bringing wide receivers to be the pitch man, run the option. We did all kind of stuff, and it gave you a lot more to defend. Now, I'll be curious to see what happens there, but I think that's my only concern. But I think, like I agree with Will. Like, I actually went back and looked at the film because I kind of thought about Joe Brady kind of like that too, especially after last year. So I try to give him a fresh start this year, especially since it's new personnel. The play designs are there. Like, people are open. Like you said, Sam's. Sometimes you have one read quarterbacks. They run, they take off. But Sam didn't have that type of athleticism that they accuse other black quarterbacks of having when they are one read quarterbacks. So it didn't look as good, I guess, per se. But the concepts are going to be there. People were talking trash, saying that how long is it going to take? Can he pick up this offense fast enough? And I mean, they had the same concerns about him with the Patriots, and he came in without training camp and adapted to it. But the bar is on the floor. I mean, Sam Darnold literally turned the ball over 2 to 3 times per game. I mean, and I pointed out, even against the Patriots, I know it's hypotheticals, and Matt Rhule don't like playing hypotheticals and what if and stuff like that. But I like to think about game flow and what happened. 2 of those turnovers last week against the Patriots were in the red zone, 1 in the end zone. If you don't turn the ball over there in the end zone, that's points on the board. 1 of the turnovers in the red zone turned into 7 points the other way. So that's a 14-point swing. We only lost by 18 points. As ugly as the game looked, we only lost by 18 points. And that was 14 points.
Gave you 2 possessions on their side of the field.
Exactly. And with the added running game, we saw what Joe Brady did with Sam Darnold's legs to improve the red zone offense a little bit. So the element is added even more with Cam. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Cam dresses this week. I wouldn't be surprised to see some wildcat packages in the red zone if they don't feel like he's up to speed per se on the whole offense.
I agree there. I do agree there.
It don't take long to draw up a quarterback power. You know,
Let me tell you something. Not talking from an athletic standpoint, but just his reads things. I mean, cover 3 is cover 3, cover 2 is cover 2, cover 1 is cover 1. He knows the route concept. Terminology may take him some time, but it's all he knows this stuff. He's a vet.
I think he's starting.
One of the most cerebral quarterbacks in the league.
I do too,
despite
Dave.
what anyone says. I'm confident he'll pick it up.
I think if he shows up on practice tomorrow and Cam shows up like 20 minutes or something, he's starting on Sunday.
It's a walkthrough tomorrow. It's a walkthrough, bro. He's not starting, fam.
It's walkthrough.
Sam practiced.
And it's Sunday.
Sam practiced Friday and Saturday of last week against the Patriots, and he still started. So,
he know the system, bro. He been in the system. That's That's completely different, bro.
But kind of like what Will said. It's not like Cam has to relearn the game. He knows the concepts.
I understand
he knows
that.
the coverages.
I get that.
I don't think it'll take him too long.
Scott Fitter.
What is the terminology? 1 day? Because he has 1 day.
Right.
It's
all he needs.
He's not
Friday
playing.
Saturday travel, and then Sunday you're in a different time zone playing against the Cardinals.
He got an extra 3 hours, man.
Do you want Cam playing against that Cardinals defense?
Right.
I don't know. I feel like, and then think about, like, obviously partially why you bring Cam in. I know Matt Rhule said it's not because of the fans and whatnot, but you ain't gonna lie to me about that, because part of the reason why you gave C-Mac that big deal is the PR and how much fans love him after you got rid of all those big names and faces of the franchise. Ain't it a much bigger story and a much bigger draw to bring Cam back at home against Ron Rivera?
Facts.
And it's already the narrative's already there. You don't want to see Cam's first game getting beat to hell, because look, I don't care how good Cam is. Them Cardinals are something different. Okay? You don't want Cam's first game to be a loss away, getting beat up by the Cardinals defense.
Bro,
now
the starter might not play.
Yeah,
Colt
it could be
McCoy might be starting.
It could be back up
DeAndre
on
Hopkins.
Dog, they beat the shit out of the 49ers without Kyler, fam.
I know.
I said let's just wait. You know what I'm saying? I said let's wait, give him a week, and then also give PJ a chance. I don't know if anybody said that. Go ahead and let PJ
stop that. Pat,
go ahead and let PJ get a chance, because his dreams were crushed when this happened. But you don't have to bring Cam back now. You know what I'm saying?
Donald's dreams will crush more, man, because Donald realized that it's over for him.
Donald realized it's over. Ain't nobody worried about Donald.
I'd rather Sam play than PJ.
John, what was you gonna say? Fam? You was trying to get in there.
For real? Why?
Me? No. Yeah. I was listening. I think he could. I think he could play. I think it's possible, but I guess it's a wait and see moment.
I think
I'll put it to you like this: Rhule pretty much said he has every intentions to start PJ. When they asked Scott that question, he said, I'm gonna let the coaches figure it out, but we brought him here to play.
Yeah, eventually.
Isn't that weird?
Dave, eventually, fam. What are you talking about, bro?
No. But Fit did say that he was upstairs right there talking with Joe Brady, probably on the whiteboard going over plays then. So they're gonna be pulling some all-nighters up until Sunday.
I agree that he may get a package or two. Like
yeah,
he
I think
may get the QB power.
and that's what Fitz said. He said package.
I agree there, but he is not going to start to, and none of us should want or expect.
I ain't want that
to start on Sunday.
I want to win though. I do want to win now. I ain't care about winning before. I want to win, and I know Cam will probably give us the best chance.
Let's stop sugarcoating and keep it a buck. Matt Rhule hasn't seen a good quarterback in his entire lifetime. The best quarterback he's ever coached was P.J. Walker. Cam Newton's gonna step on the practice field tomorrow and play so fast, process things, probably teach Joe Brady a few things, and Rhule's gonna be blown away.
He ain't gonna be like, I ain't never seen nothing like
this. How fast he picks this up. Don't be surprised to see him come in the game in the fourth quarter if PJ is struggling.
And also,
he gonna be mean mugging Cam and everything.
And to piggyback off of that, man, like I know we're 4-5 right now. We can't afford to mess around and lose too many more games,
I agree
man.
there.
Like if we're gonna have a legitimate shot to make a wild card push and try and get into these playoffs and try and be competitive in this division, dude, we ain't got a lot of time to waste. Like ideally, this would have happened earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should have thought about that about 5 weeks ago.
Man.
Oh my God.
I know, man. It's a travesty, but I mean, I think kind of going on what Aaron said, man. Sam Darnold didn't have a lot of time, and knowing these coaches, I would not be surprised if we saw Cam Newton against Arizona.
Starting out there,
significant
taking
plays.
all the snaps.
Seeing Cam versus him being on for 7-8 plays ain't the same thing.
That's not the same thing.
Like,
I agree with you.
You're not gonna win a game by having PJ play 40 plays and then Cam come in for 7-8 plays.
If he dresses, he's playing. I don't know about starting, but if he dresses, he's playing.
But the thing is, how significant of the playing time he's gonna get is gonna contribute to winning.
If he's in the red zone, they want to put him in for a quarterback power or something like that because they can't trust Christian to get a yard or something. You know, we struggle to get a yard all season.
All I'm saying is, if PJ's in the game for the most part, well, y'all like PJ, I think. I don't know. Let me not talk about PJ.
Pat like PJ.
He'll be down 30.
I love PJ.
My thing is,
if Cam has the potential to start or get a lot of playing time, then Matt Barkley should have been cut today.
They can't cut him. He got to be on the active roster for 3 weeks to sign him off the practice squad.
Now
they signed off the president. They can't cut him. They can't cut him.
Go ahead, Pat. Tell him about your love for PJ, man.
Lord have mercy.
Because we know you like PJ. You know PJ.
You're gonna introduce it like that. That I just said. I don't. It ain't that I love PJ. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm interested in seeing what PJ can do with a full week of practice, being prepared. I feel like Cam coming in and, immediately playing, I feel like it could give us a better chance, but at the same time, we're playing the Cardinals, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like go ahead and give PJ his chance, but after this, let it be the Cam Newton show. That's how I feel.
Well,
it ain't
PJ
that, I just love
well,
PJ. It ain't none of that, huh?
Stop that.
If PJ balls out, then
hypothetically,
if he ball out,
how long is PJ's leash? Those 2 interceptions in the first half. You don't think Cam gonna run out that tunnel in halftime and finish?
What Matt Rhule been saying about Cam? I don't want to get into hypotheticals. I don't want to get into hypotheticals.
He be saying he was.
You know what I'm saying?
But to me, that's why you have to know that they timeline. They lied. There's no way you talked to Cam on Monday, thought you had a chance at getting Cam, and then signed Matt Barkley.
Could be either one at this point.
They are lying. They're lying. I talked about that on my show today. I feel like they was lying. If you really thought you was going to get Cam Newton, you wouldn't have picked up Matt Barkley unless somebody didn't really want Cam and they say, "Hey, I want Matt Barkley. I think he'll be a good signing."
Well, yeah, if you listen to Scott, there were some negotiations that had to be made. This wasn't a done deal. Like they had to go back and forth and get the contracts right. So I agree that I don't think they knew they were going to be able to get Cam, and then I think it kind of it transpired from there. But so hold on real quick. I'm gonna move this conversation along a little bit because I was listening to Matt Rhule's press conference, and I was a little perturbed by one piece of it. I was a little pissed off. Okay, and I don't know what the question was, but they talked about and Matt Rhule was saying I picked Cam Newton up because of football. Like it was the best football decision And then I believe
discipline football. Discipline.
Yeah,
football.
whatever he's agreed. Yeah. And he was like, and then Scott Fowler came in and was like, yo, fam, do you realize like who Cam Newton is? Like, do you understand what this dude means to the city? Like, do you understand what's going on? And I found it real interesting that he was kind of unaware. I don't know if he was completely unaware, but he seemed like he was like, yo, I didn't know this was going to happen. Did anybody else catch that?
Yeah, 100%. Rashad Love. He said, I view this the same way.
Yeah, that's what he said,
when we brought in C.J. Henderson, when we brought in Stephon Gilmore. Like, no, bro, no, it's not like the same as Stephon Gilmore and C.J. Henderson. This is Cam Newton, an all-time Panther great. And I don't care that he hasn't coached Cam Newton before. It doesn't take a genius to know what Cam Newton means to the Carolina Panthers. It was a dumb answer. I completely.
We know how much the Panthers social media team be on their shit. They know what he means.
They don't call him past the cap for no reason.
Shells, go ahead.
No, it was a dumb question because what he said before was the question was how was it when you got the news and whatnot that you were bringing in Cam? Like I think the answer that Matt gave was, I wasn't going crazy in the hallways. I wasn't like it wasn't like I was started like dancing whatever in the hallways about Cam coming through. I view these guys as guys who can come in and win for us. He wasn't talking about perception. He wasn't talking about the way the fan base would feel about it when he answered the question the first time. Now, when Scott Fowler reiterated the way he responded to the question, he made it sound like Matt Rhule put it the way Cody said it, like Cam meant nothing to, like there isn't another element past football with this. I think Matt Rhule answered Scott the second time differently than he did the first when he first got the question asked about his reaction to Cam in the offices, about whether he was like super excited, like going crazy in his mind or whatever. I think Matt Rhule wasn't thinking about the fan base when he made the decision, but I think he understands that. I mean, there's no way that he doesn't. I think it's actually kind of dumb to believe that Matt Rhule has no idea. You think Matt Rhule has no idea at all?
He shouldn't have said that.
He
shouldn't have said what he said then.
Keep it for Matt Rhule. How y'all do me? Look at him, Matt Rhule lover. Look at Matt Rhule.
How much that he means to us. That's why he spent months lying to us last time. I love Cam. I love Cam for what he's been to Carolina. He lied to us for months last time because we love him.
He definitely downplayed it a little bit, but he also mentioned that he saw fans outside with number 1 jerseys.
Yeah.
He
shouldn't expect that.
Unless he's walking with his eyes closed, he knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
I seen it, but I don't care about that. It was a football move. I didn't care about. I know he brought a lot, but I didn't see all that. We brought him in because we needed a quarterback. Hey man,
guys,
come on, man.
Let me get in here. Hold on, let me get in here.
Curtis, go ahead.
And raised. I'm going to defend Matt Rhule here because I'm tired of this narrative because a lot of people are doing this. Matt Rhule is consistent in his press conferences in the fact that he doesn't like to overhype up things like we tend to do here. Okay. Matt Rhule, when he answered that question, was saying he bases every decision and those trades and those guys he picks up just like any other player. That's how Matt Rhule has been since he came into this building. He is going to treat every player the same way. It's all about the process, and that's how Matt Rhule has been. And he was that way even when he got asked about the Brian Burns thing, and he's like, "Well, he's all about football. I'll talk about the play on the field, and I'll worry about the NFL and filing a complaint with the NFL later." That's how Matt Rhule has been always.
We have too many Baylor and Temple players for that to be true.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. He does not treat everybody equal. Ain't true.
That's a fair point though, and I get what he's saying because, like you said,
and I'm trying to think of times where he actually wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying.
He tries not to be too emotional about stuff.
No, he's not.
He's consistently inconsistent.
But what did he say? What did he say when they were winning and the defense was doing good? They still looked like shit. They still sucked. That's how Matt Rhule is. He has been that way since he's been here, and people get so pissed off about that. And that's just how he's been.
I don't like it. I don't like that style of coaching.
I don't like
that. That's fine, but
it's fine. It deserves criticism. Like when you out here, let's see when they
Teddy
talk
Bridgewater
about
is my guy. I love Teddy
not even
Bridgewater.
We're gonna go more recent than that. We're gonna talk about about how I got respect for Mac Jones and all that. Nah,
you
man.
love Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Come
like,
on, man.
I think you gotta be aware of what you gotta be cognizant of.
But do you really think he wasn't pissed about the Brian Burns hit? He's just doing that in front of the camera.
Yeah, but there's no reason for him not to.
Everybody else doing it.
Other coaches have come out and
but that's
been
not how
vocal
Matt Rhule. He's
about
been
that
consistent.
stuff.
You're right.
I don't like it.
Curtis is right.
He deserves criticism. That's all
No,
I'm saying.
Curtis, I think that you're correct. I think he clearly has a methodology for how he handles this stuff.
Yeah.
What we're saying is we just don't agree with it.
Right.
I don't like it the same way I don't like his.
That makes
That's fine. That is fine. That's totally fine. I'm just saying
Yeah.
he has been consistent since he has been here day
He
one.
has.
What I will say is I don't like it just as much as I don't like his offensive line evaluations.
I wasn't as big on the criticism like everybody else was about the defense. Like, I mean, some coaches are like that. And I played football for a decent amount of time, and you got to hold everybody accountable because there's going to be games where the defense has bad games, and you got to hold them up to snuff. They're not perfect. I mean, they got.
Why are we mad when he wants perfection? Like, you should want that. You should want that out of it.
But when your defense play close enough to perfection, I don't feel like there's no room.
And you see him doing it now,
especially at a situation like that. Come on, bro.
And if he was that consistent, then he would do it every week. You can see him leaning more on that offense more every week. He's saying, offense got to – he was not like that earlier in the season.
Right.
He was like, oh, no, the defense got to play better
Right.
and all that. He's not doing that as like he was.
Well, he knew the way Sam worked, and I talked about this on our podcast this week. Sam is like a kicker. He is confidence-based. He's a confidence-based guy. And when he is not confident, he is dog shit. That's how and Matt Rhule knew that going in. He had to coddle him like a little baby those first couple of weeks. And then when Sam started, that's just how Sam is. Sam is like a kicker, man.
Everything. Remember from the way
and I hate Sam. I'm all for. I get it, man. But that's
even
how
from
Sam
the way
is.
that we handled Sam's playing time in the preseason. Everything was around coddling Sam Darnold. Oh well, he's getting enough work in the scrimmages with the other teams during the week before the preseason game. Remember, Sam really didn't have to play in the preseason at all because it was all designed to make sure he didn't lose confidence.
Yeah.
Well, I think the main thing was they knew Christian McCaffrey wasn't going to play. They knew without a shot of a doubt they weren't going to play him. And they knew how Sam Darnold would look without Christian McCaffrey before all of us even saw it over these past, 4 games that we saw. So they tried to save face on that. And it just sucks that they had to go to that many lengths to make him feel confident. Like you had to go ahead and give him his 5th-year option, waste $18 million that could easily cost us a Stephon Gilmore or Dante Jackson to free agency, that you had to do this to coddle his confidence, and then you had to not play him in preseason.
And
then,
like
to go to them, if you had to go,
work.
if you had to go to that many lengths to protect this dude, he's not a starting quarterback.
Facts.
Like I said, the bar is on the floor. We don't need that much from a quarterback. And if you have to do all that to get that little out of him, it looks bad on Matt Rhule's part.
Remember when you had to tell Sam Darnold that you need to be the first guy out there on the practice field, and then the very next day he was the first guy out there? Like, the fact that he had to tell him, like, dude, you should have already known that he didn't have that leadership material, man.
Remember, Sam doesn't
wait, guys. Yo, T-Money, I want One Carolina to give out his props and say goodbye. He's got to go, so
yeah.
Boss man, do your thing, man, before you jump out.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry I had to get off the camera, man. I got my kids in here running around like crazy. But yeah, y'all can follow me, One Carolina, everywhere. Just at One Carolina, the One Carolina on Twitter. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Keep pounding.
Sir.
Keep pounding. Later, John.
All right, big dog. See you, boss.
That man got some of the best edits and drops in
facts.
100%.
He did our intro. He did our intro.
And one of the best voices in the game, man.
The editing of the drops be
facts.
A1.
Facts.
Him and my man
said
CK,
the best
man.
voice.
Yeah, him and my man CK on C3. They got the best voices in the game, man.
They got the quiet storm.
Where were we at? Who was?
We were at T-Money, man. My bad, man. I had a
Pat Coltrane. You alone for the ride, Cody.
What?
I said, keep pounding.
Yeah.
That good, Cody?
Yeah, you did all right.
Okay.
you had third place.
You did all right. Hey, man, I'll give you a 6 out of 10. You know,
Appreciate it. I'll be working on it.
Yeah,
Don't
man,
be working
you're
on
right.
it.
All right, so let's give. Was there any other thoughts in regards to the pressers that anything I missed? Those are the major points that I picked out.
I have a question for the group. What do you guys like? I've been thinking about this since we signed Cam, man, and watching the pressers, and it's got me thinking a lot about what happens after this year with Rhule. Like I know folks know that I felt like if Rhule didn't have a good record, if he was 6 and below wins, I thought he was out of here. But now it doesn't seem like that's going to be an issue from that standpoint. But I still think, based on how Cam ended up here, I could still see an exit for him after this year. But I think it's going to be more not of a firing, but of Penn State's open. USC's open. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty much the setup because USC, it's been leaked that USC wants Penn State's coach, and they're ready to throw the house to get Matt Rhule back. They're alum. He's an alum there. So regardless of what happens, whether we get on some sort of tear now that we got Cam back, or whether we shit the bed, or however it works out, I think that there's a out in place because obviously for you to have in your contract that you got the final say, but the owner had to come in and pretty much tell you, no, this is what the fuck you about to do. I just think that I think that the methods that he's comfortable with work better in college because it seems to be a struggle to convert some of the ways. I mean, with the way he evaluating talent, I mean, we're drafting guys based on RAS scores instead of, actual football ability. We got athletic linemen that can't get a 1 yard when we need it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they can run, they can jump, they can do this and that, and that's what he's used to. I just think, and I don't know, I'm a Matt Rhule fan, but I just think that he's realized that this is that the methods that he's more comfortable with are not going to allow him to sustain the type of success. So I think that if Franklin leaves for USC, I think he's automatically going back to Penn State.
Interesting.
So what if Cam helped turn the season around? What if we do make a playoff push? You think Rhule leaving in? It would be unprecedented for him to leave after making the playoffs. Like that would be some coward.
No, it wouldn't. That's what happened to Tony Dungy.
Think about how he
went to
talks.
college?
He talks
He went
about
to college?
Sam Darnold. He doesn't want to bench him because he doesn't want to quote unquote embarrass the kid. He's coddling him. He feels bad that he's playing bad and getting criticized in the media by the fans, doing everything he can to protect him. That's what you do with a college kid when you're trying to protect his confidence. NFL is a lot more cutthroat, win now, leave. So I think his emotional side of it, I think he's just better built for college.
Matt Rhule does that with every quarterback, though, until he throws you under the bus to get ran over. But I think he's done enough to save his job where it won't be him being fired. It will have to be him making that decision to leave.
Yeah, I think that's true as well. But I think it's two things. First of all, will the money to go to Penn State be the same as the NFL? I think it's probably not. It will. It'll get matched from Matt Rhule.
It ain't always about the money, though.
Well, I know it's two things though. So that's part of it, though. I think it's a big part of it for sure. But the second thing is when we evaluate players getting picked in the draft and whatnot, what's the biggest, I guess, litmus test? What's the biggest timeline? You say after year 3 for a player is when you have to start showing when you're actually good at what you're doing. And I think expecting what do you expect out of a college coach? I think for the fan base to think after year 1 we need to have 9 wins. Okay, that didn't work. How about year 2 we need 8 wins? So what's the actual litmus test for success for a coach who has a 7-year deal for fans, or I guess the front office, to say you are or are not going to be worth the investment for a 7-year deal? So is he already a failure in year 2? Is he already a failure for the 7-year deal in year 2?
Well, I don't. Well, let me answer this. I don't think that it's. First of all, the season's not over with yet, so we don't know quite know where we're going to end up. But to answer your question, I think that you had to at least show some progress. And what we've seen thus far, even though we have 4 wins, given the back half of the schedule, it's going to get uglier. And I don't think we've seen that progress. So I think that's why people are upset. We've seen progress from the defensive side, but we've also seen enough regression on the offensive side for us to look like we're making a lateral move, and that's not progression. And so I think we need to show more progression. We need more wins. And I thought, me personally, my litmus test was as close to 500 as possible. So 8 wins, 8-9 was what I thought we should be. No, I never thought we should make the playoffs. I never thought that was even in the realm of possibility in year 2. But what I've seen so far, I just haven't seen enough for us to be like, oh yeah, Matt Rhule's the guy moving forward. We got to see progress.
And so you don't think that it matters a little bit more because he decided to fix the defense first? You don't think that holds a little bit more weight?
No,
that's a good point.
That's true.
I think Tepper wants to win.
Year 1.
Good point. I mean, they've been saying they have been consistent with that.
But the thing is, Tepper wants to win. Like, Tepper wants to win. I don't think it matters how he wins, but Tepper wants to win. That dude was the minority owner on a team that hasn't had a losing season in 15 years. Tepper wants to win.
He wants to consistently win, though, and that takes time.
But I mean, when he hired Matt Rhule, was about building a program that consistently wins. So you knew that had to take time.
That consistently win shit is overrated. It's overrated.
But let me tell you something.
It's unprecedented.
Let me tell you something. Since Tepper's been the owner,
consistently winning is not seen in the NFL.
That's cat.
It's very overrated because the Steelers and the Patriots, those are anomalies. I mean, the Patriots are anomalies.
You always go into every year feeling like the Ravens don't have a good year.
Those are anomalies, bro. Most of the time, like teams, they make runs. They feel like they got a chance. They go all in and make runs. They come and go. San Francisco was Jimmy Garoppolo overthrow away from winning the fucking ring. Now they can't catch a break because everybody and their mama gets hurt last year. And now they drafting the quarterback because they don't feel confident in the guy they have and they can't catch a break.
But Mike Shanahan's only had one winning. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's only had one winning year.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather be the Tampa Bay Bucks, who the worst winning percentage in the entire all of sports, I think, won a Super Bowl last year, or the Steelers and Packers? When the Steelers won the last Super Bowl in 2009, Packers in 2011.
But how many Super Bowl Steelers got? The Bucks are going to be
Pittsburgh.
The Bucks are going to be consistently a playoff team and then a contender until 12.
I don't give a shit about consist. I want a Super Bowl. Whatever it
give
takes.
Me one
Whoever
win,
got the
I'll
most
be
Super
bad
Bowl
for 10
rings.
years. I'll be bad for 10 years.
Facts.
Give me one win,
I'm
and
with
I'm going to
Shells.
write it out. Because look at this. Look at this. Panthers fans for the last 6 years have been riding 2015. Every Panthers fan you know will keep bringing up 2015. We signed Cam. Oh, 2015 is back again. In what way?
Well, had we made the playoffs in 2018, we would say 2018, but we just ain't made the playoffs.
2017.
I'm saying we haven't made the playoffs in 2017.
Making the playoffs.
The bottom line is where Tepper comes from is look at the Steelers, good or bad. They've been around for how many years, and they've only had 4 coaches, 5 coaches.
4.
He wants a ring. He doesn't care.
3.
I'll tell you right now. He'll take a ring next year over winning 11 games for the next 5 years. I promise you that.
He really is Jerry Jones.
Well, I need to see signs.
Really
in my opinion, I want to see some signs. And right now, it don't even look like he's working towards that.
The bottom line is this. Tepper has been the owner. He hasn't seen a winning season since he's brought this team. And he inherited a team that just made the playoffs. Have not seen a winning season yet. Yeah, it's part of his fault. It doesn't change the fact that he wants to see this team win.
And I'll tweet this. I said this again. I think that I know that if we have another losing season, it'll be our fourth consecutive losing season. First time in franchise history, bro. We've never had 4
What I will say is this: if Tepper is a win now kind of owner, his decision making doesn't equate that because you don't draft. You don't get a head coach, an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator who's never been in the NFL at all. If your mentality is I want to win now, you would have got Mike McCartney, Josh McDaniels, guys who have had success in the league. If your mentality was I don't want to build a program, I just want to win the Super Bowl as fast as possible.
I want to ask this question because I was talking about this the other day was this Matt Rhule's approach from the start when he went in and talked to Tepper when they had the interview? Was his approach build the defense out and in a couple of years find that franchise quarterback? A lot of new coaches come in and find the franchise quarterback right away. He took a different approach. He tried to get those, a bridge quarterback, take a chance on Sam and build that defense up those first couple of years. And then go out and find your franchise quarterback. Was that his plan all along? Because it seems like it.
I think it seems like that, but you've also got to be able to pivot. And when a franchise quarterback falls to you, sometimes you got to take it. And I feel like that was a huge mistake passing on Justin Fields. And I know we're past that.
I agree.
But
I agree.
I think you got to be able to pivot, and maybe sticking with a plan maybe it's a fault. So I don't know, but I agree with you. It seems like that's the case.
I think that question is the perfect
Oh,
response to the original question about how much about Matt Rhule's leash and whether he's going to be leaving or not. I think the real big thing is power, because we're talking about, is Dave Tepper a win now owner? I think David Tepper didn't really take that much power until recently. I think it's been about Matt Rhule. I think the biggest problem is that he had too much power, and we're seeing his decisions, and they're not good decisions over the past 2 years. So if he does leave for college, obviously you get all the power over in college. You're the one and only, the alpha and omega in college. But if he does stay here, the biggest way for us to have success is to take a lot of that power he has, turn him into just a coach, not a decision maker, not the main scout, the main dude who talks about free agency and the draft and whatnot. Bring someone on, or empower Scott Fitterer to actually have that power, and then you can maybe see an actual plan from someone who has experience in building teams and not just scouting young players. And that could be a way to actually show you have a plan, or at least begin a plan that is actually sustainable, rather than a guy has 7 years on his deal, so he's the guy who has all the power and he can just say and do what he wants.
Well, I think that's, if you listen to Matt Rhule, that's how he says it works, right? Even in his press conference today, he said, "I'm not the numbers guy. I'm not a numbers guy. I let Scott Fitterer, because if I walk around saying I'm the numbers guy, the players look at me differently." So he said that's how it works.
But I think the draft
not the
competition
contract
showed
guy.
the opposite
He's
of
bring
that.
him in though.
Fair enough.
Because Matt Rhule was definitely running that ship in the draft, and from everything that we've seen in draft competition, it was more of Matt Rhule was running it, and Scott was co-signing what he was doing.
I mean, maybe I'm getting a different perspective, because it looked like they both had equally input on what they were saying. I'm be honest. That's how I felt about it. Whenever I watched it and I went over this, I did a whole video about it. In my opinion, they both come to an agreement. I don't think it's Matt Rhule is twisting Scott arm. He run it. If you go back and really watch Camp Confidential, you see Scott Fitterer has a lot of input when it comes to picking these players.
But that's not normally how it goes with a head coach and a GM. Normally, it's the GM has to say so, and the head coach just got to do whatever the GM decide to do. Unless it's John Gruden and Mike Mayock, where they just constantly argue and disagree with each other every draft, every sign.
Go ahead, JD.
Go ahead, JD.
I was going to say, I don't even believe Scott Fitterer had that much of a say, because if you think about it, Matt Rhule's wife turned in a card more than Scott Fitterer did.
That's true.
Scott Fitterer is a foot soldier, bro. This is
Go
Matt
watch
Rhule's
Camp
show.
Confidential. That's all I'm saying.
This is Matt Rhule's show. I'm gonna tell you why. They gave Matt Rhule control of the roster, all this power, no balance, no checks and balances.
No, I don't think that.
No structures.
I don't think you can backtrack off of. I don't think you can take power from him. That's just not how it works. I mean, there's no really NFL example, because Chip Kelly just got the hell up out the paint. But in the NBA,
there's NFL examples. I'll give you one. Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan had control when he was in Denver at one point.
How did it work out though? That's what I'm saying.
It didn't work out well.
That's my point. You can't. That's what I'm saying.
It didn't work
out. You
can't
do it.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it worked out well initially, but then it started becoming a train wreck. And then what did they do? They said, "Yo, man, you're a legend here. We're gonna make you a coach again," because it wasn't working with him bagging the groceries.
Like Belichick gonna get in a couple years.
That's what I'm saying. We've never seen it work out.
Well, Belichick has won a few Super Bowls since he's been.
Well, I'm like,
to me, Belichick has put himself on a. Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl has put Belichick on the clock, in my opinion.
Belichick ain't going nowhere. Belichick leaves it on this when he wants to leave.
There's only a few coaches that can do both for a reason. Like Andy Reid does it, Belichick does it. But like a lot of times you can't take that power away. Like, I mean, it's the NBA, and I just looked at the Hawks. I mean, they tried to do that with their prior coach, and it just didn't work. I mean, these guys have Coach Bud they have these ideas in their head of what they want to do.
Kev. He's straight.
I just want to check on you, man, because we thought you were out.
Just got some news. I was just kind of processing.
Oh, okay. All right. We just make sure you good.
Okay.
Them sources hitting the phone up.
Let me check my sources.
Looks like Cody got to make a move.
Actually, they are.
Kev Rappaport out here.
I'm about to say, let us know. Let your boy know.
Man, how I get in for a man rush? How much I got to know, man?
Coming back, if you say Luke coming back,
they got to jump you in, Pat. You got to get jumped in.
Man, they probably gonna be asking me all kind of football questions and history. How much I ain't gonna make it, man. I ain't gonna make it.
Go ahead, Cody.
Hey,
Go ahead,
guys,
Cody.
Cody's about to make a move.
Yeah,
So
man. No, hey, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Look, today was a good ass day, y'all. I don't care what nobody says. Cam Newton is the quarterback of my Carolina Panthers, man. I'm happy, man. Like, there's a lot of uncertainty going forward, but what else is new with the Carolina Panthers, man? I appreciate PNP for holding this roundtable, man. It's been incredibly fun. Hey, man, I've made the rounds today, man. I was on Pat Coltrane's show this morning. We did our C3 show this afternoon, wrapping it up with the PNP roundtable. Hey, man, y'all hit the like and subscribe for PNP, man. Do that to every single channel in here. The rising tide lifts all boats, man. Support Panther content all on YouTube. And y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, bro.
All right, Cody.
We'll see you, Cody.
Peace and love,
man.
Real quick, I got a response to my question to Jason from Over the Cap. I asked him about the 5th-year option in regards to Sam Darnold's contract, and here's what his response. And I asked about the injury settlement. This was his response. He says Darnold's salary is already fully guaranteed, so I doubt he will walk away from that money. The way a settlement generally works is that the team and the player would agree to a payment, basically an equal amount to the amount of time he would miss due to injury, and the player would waive his rights to any other salary owed to him. Since his salary is locked in, it will wind up being like Teddy Bridgewater, where they pay him to go away as part of a trade. So there's no way out of it. It's locked in, bro.
Damn it. We gotta stay.
Restructure.
That's an option. I don't think it's a smart option, but it is an option.
The only one.
Pushing money.
It's the only.
So Rashad, yours is you saying
question about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say so. The only way Sam would take the injury settlement is if you convince
he's losing money
that he's gonna be a starter somewhere in the league and he's gonna make that money back.
It sounds like it ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna happen. You have to convince him or anyone else that.
You're gonna have to get him jumped or beat up or something like
a non-football injury.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
What was you saying, Pat?
Mob style.
What was you asking, Pat?
No, I basically want to get a clear understanding of what you and I think Aaron was disagreeing about. So Aaron wants to restructure the contract into 3 years. You saying just eat it for the 1 year and be done with it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So will he still be on the roster?
He doesn't have to. He don't have to be.
He don't have to be.
You can cut him, but either way, no matter either Dunks or my suggestion, this dude is getting paid $18 million regardless. There is no way. It's fully guaranteed. My suggestion is to go ahead and eat it. You cut bait, or either you keep on the roster or cut bait. Either way, you're paying him $18 million next year. Or you could do a June 1 cut and eat half of it this year, half of it next year. But that kind of dips into what Dunk is saying. That's pushing money into another year, and that's dead cap. We lead the league in dead cap money for this year. We have
it's about cash flow, man. It's about cash flow.
Check this out, right?
If you buy a car, you ain't gonna pay for it all at once. You're gonna pay for it over the course of 5 years. Somebody say you can pay something off.
Depreciate though. It's different.
Sound depreciate.
Any kind of thing that you, any kind of asset,
depreciated his
any
value.
kind of asset that you, any kind of asset, a home. Let's talk about a home then. A home, any kind of asset that
homes
you finance.
Appreciate.
Yeah. I'm just saying, anything that cash flow perspective.
Stop, Aaron. You were sounding smart for a little while. Stop. So check this out,
Pat. If you can say $12 million next year and keep Dante or Gilmore versus trying to just eat a salary in 1 year, what do you think is gonna happen?
But
I agree.
But what I'm telling you, Dunk, is that you can get that money in other places. Like you don't have to.
How?
You don't. What do you mean how? We can do it.
Right.
You can restructure.
Rashawn can do it right now live.
You can restructure Robbie Anderson's contract. You can restructure Taylor Moton's contract. There's several contracts you can kick cans on guys that's gonna be on the roster for years to come.
You restructure the core.
You turn everybody's salaries into signing bonuses.
You kick those contracts down the road, not dudes that are not going to be part of your long-term plan.
Look at that. I like that. I like Rashad. You call Scott Fitter up.
That's my opinion. You You only restructure dudes that's gonna be a part of a long-term plan.
But let me say this real quick, and I ain't gonna talk no more. Let me say this real quick. So tell me this. So if Cam was to be on the roster next year, right? And let's say we did your way where we keep his contract the way it is. Don't that mean we would probably need to pay Cam a little bit more because you don't want your starting QB getting paid less than Sam
I
Darnold?
already said that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's
if you
the
think about
business,
but if you think about the proportion of what this contract is showing right now, like that man's getting paid $10 million this year for eight games.
No,
so that's like
he's not seeing $10 million. He has to
like
get
nine. It'll be like nine.
He got to do a lot of stuff, man.
The incentives are MVP.
That man might not see $4 million.
Now, if we do that, I gladly give him $10 million.
Well, six of it.
Six is guaranteed. Six is fully guaranteed.
We have to win the Super Bowl, and he has to be the MVP of the Super Bowl
for him to see that $10 million.
But he already
got. I take it
because there's other things, there's other incentives to hit, like probably touchdowns and like there's just other things you have to hit.
He can get close.
He'll hit 8 or 9.
He might not get the Super Bowl, but
and then
he probably get 8 or 9.
I would be more than happy to give Cam his $10 million if that means we win a Super Bowl and you the Super Bowl MVP. Take all the money.
The point you're trying to make though about next year being a lot of money, that's the thing though. With a 1-year deal, I mean, if you're going to sign Cam again next year, that means he had to play significantly well in the next 7 games really, because next game against the Cards doesn't really count.
Right.
So 7 games he plays extremely well, which means 1, you have to beat the market. Cam's probably going to stay with us anyway, but you have to beat the market for a feel-good kind of thing for him. And then you have to give him multiple years. It can't be another 1-year deal. Probably can't be 2 years. So you probably have to give him 3 years, and it won't be a market-setting deal, but it'll have to be with, like you said, the
at least $20 million.
With the new deals coming up.
Maybe more than that.
Probably going to do
Does
30.
it have to, though? I mean, look at the
I think it has to. I think it has to.
Technically, Taysom Hill is a $100 million contract, and how much is
money?
That's not how Cam's gonna work. That's how Cam's not gonna work.
The thing is about Cam is he got cut because they didn't want to pay that man like $20 million. They're gonna have to pay at least 20.
It's gonna be 30 because of the new. Yeah, it's gonna.
They might can get away with paying him 20. But the bottom line is it's not going to be like a 5-year deal. It's going to probably be like you said, Sheltron. It's probably 2 to 3.
Yeah, 3. 2 of the.
They were already willing to give him 2 this year. Didn't they say that?
He only wanted what, 2 or 3 this year? What Sheena was saying, like they wanted multi-years.
They said the Panthers was willing to give 2. He wanted more than that.
He wanted multi.
So then they agreement was
Cam wanted 3 years, is what she said. Cam wanted 3.
And
do this one this year with the exception of renegotiate.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, though, if we are going to sign Cam next year, it means he played extremely well. You have to pay him like maybe not a franchise quarterback, but you got to pay him a lot, though. Like it's going to be
more than Sam is what y'all.
Well, yeah, more than Sam is a given, I think, but like not market setting numbers, but it's going to have to be a lot because Cam, if he plays well enough for us to want to sign him again, that means other teams are probably going to say, hold up, maybe we were wrong about Cam, and they start offering him. And he won't want to leave, but you have to pay more than the other teams are offering.
Agree. So here's the thing, though. Like, I think this is and I'm not saying you guys don't understand this, but I think there's a common misconception that just because a dude is making $30 million per year, that doesn't mean his cap hit is $30 million per year.
Exactly. Yeah,
so that's my point. Is like there's ways to finagle the system that even if dude was making $30 million per year, you can maneuver around a little bit. And so, like I said, I think that going back to the original point, there are ways to get money elsewhere other than Sam Darnold's contract. Personally, I think it's a bad move to play around with his deal. I know it sucks, but you made that bed when you took that 50-year option without seeing him take a snap. That's just that's the name of the game.
You saying you can get it from other places, but what's wrong with more money? Especially we talking like Shell's talking about re-signing these guys we got and trying to upgrade the offensive line.
Because that's why I said next year's not going to be a good one.
No matter how much money we make up from getting it from other places, what's wrong with another $12 million on top? Like nobody's ever turned down having more money available to spend. Like, that's because it just don't make it. It don't make sense to me to not make free up money.
But you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like you just move it like.
That's what the salary cap is, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it doesn't make sense to do that, to move money into later years, bro. Because again, when we go back into this and we pull it up, and I think the first person, somebody's gonna be the first person to tweet, oh, the Panthers lead the league in dead money. And then you go look at that and say, oh, we could have used that money to pay something.
Okay, so next year, are we still paying Teddy again?
Say that again. No, Teddy's done. We ate the $17 million, so it's done. Teddy's done.
Okay. I'm about to say, because that's gonna be crazy to be
That's
paying
my point.
3 quarterbacks and 2 of them.
We already paying for 3 right now. Shit, we paying for Sam. We paying for Teddy to ball out in Denver.
All I'm saying is if you do that, if you play around with Sam Darnold's contract, I don't want to hear nothing about no dead money and leading the league in dead money. Don't say nothing about it.
I agree with Shard now.
Drafting an O-line.
Aaron, your turn.
Is Sam so bad that you just don't want to keep him even as a backup? I mean,
that's what I mean.
For a backup.
If you want to be competitive in free agency and try to get a mainstay left tackle, since you think that we're not gonna be able to get one in the draft, or we don't have enough picks to be able to do what we need to, let's make up money where we can. Like, you either got to be able to spend that check or build in the draft.
Now
that's the thing.
I want to hear first.
Somebody contract that you want to be
down
here.
out of our first round pick next year to recoup that second.
Having an extra $12 million is having another clip, you know what I'm saying, in your gun. You can go to war.
I think we agree on. I think we all agree with you, Dunk. I think the issue is we're talking about doing that to other players' contracts,
right?
Not Sam's.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do it with whoever you want.
I think we all agree that.
Sound like a Sam lover.
An additional $12 million on an additional $12 million on whatever you get from everybody else. I don't understand.
You're saying and not or.
Yeah, you don't have to do one or the other.
Okay, then I agree with that too. Then
that's too much money. That's too much money down the road. I think.
I agree.
I disagree with
pretty much.
Hold on. So we're acting like as if we don't have $12 million in said contract year or in said 2020 or whatever year it is, then we can't do anything. Again, there's things called voided years. There's things called there's ways to get around it. Like, we're acting as if there's this or that. Like, the cap is meant to be played with. You can do a lot of things with it. You don't have to kick or play with his contract. There's just other ways to do it.
Aaron trying to make sure that Sam family got money coming in.
No. I'm saying Sam is getting the $18 million regardless. It's on paper. It's on paper where you play around with.
Okay,
hold on. If I buy me a kid,
you don't trust Sam's budget.
No.
If he get $18 million at one time, Sam gonna blow it, and they gonna be in the
money. No. Sam is getting $18 million direct deposited into his bank account, regardless of what happens. I mean, if he gets hurt, whatever, he's getting the money. Why on paper, if we don't restructure it, it's going to be $18 million against our cap. If we restructure $6 million over the next 3 years, we free up that $12 million. So instead of paying him $18 million against our cap,
hold on. You're not explaining it right, though. You're not explaining it right.
It don't work. It don't work that way.
Right. You're not.
It don't work that way, boy.
You off, Dunk, because you're saying $12 million next year. That's not the case. It would be $6 million in 1 year, $6 million another year, $6 million again in another year. That's how it would work.
Shot. That's what I'm understanding. Like, cause let's say I'm buying a Kia Forte for $15,000.
Here you go.
I got the interest. The interest. Listen, let me talk. The interest rate is 0%. The interest rate is 0%. Okay, they give me in the car is $15,000.
Let me get my calculator.
You got good credit.
I got $15,000 in cash in my pocket right now. I could pay it. I mean, it may have me a little tight, but that's all my savings. But if somebody say I'll let you pay $200 a month for the next 5 years, that way I had $15,000, only $200 of that coming out a month. I can use that other 10, 12 that I got in my pocket to go invest in a property or buy another car or go on vacation. Would I rather do that, or I'll just be strapped for cash because I pay for it off? But I know for the next 5 years, I ain't gonna have no $200 car payment. You playing with that's pride, bro.
Aaron got a high credit rate. I bet
you pay.
That boy debt to credit ratio probably higher than mug.
If we keeping it a buck with cars, you bought a lemon, fam. You're not gonna be able to drive that piece of shit. You just paying for it.
Shot. Okay, let's say student loans. Let's say student loans. Let's say you got a 0% interest rate student loans. You got to return on the college degree. You got a good job. It's any financeable asset. It ain't got to be a car.
Class.
A car is
dropped out.
Give me a graphic calculator, man.
You can what if I'm not gonna play hypotheticals just like Matt Rhule not playing hypotheticals. Y'all can what if till the crowd comes home, but cash flow.
Instead of paying the money, I don't want them student loans people calling my house.
Y'all, that's all mental for y'all. Y'all don't want to be owing the man for the next 5 years or whatever. No, y'all want to get it off y'all back.
All right, so my man Curtis got to go. Go ahead and outro.
I forgot Curtis.
We got to get back to this. We got to get back to this, but go ahead.
I had to break this shit up and get the hell out of here. No, I just want to thank you guys. I just want to thank you guys for having me on. It was fun, and it's a good day to be a Panthers fan. Go give us Check us out wherever you listen to your podcast on Panthers on Tap. Go follow us on Twitter. And again, PMP, thank you guys so much. Hit that like, subscribe button on their YouTube channel as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and the bet is still on, right? What's the bet, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, I haven't forgot that bet.
No.
I haven't forgot that bet.
We're going to be fine now. We're going to win more than 6 games with Cam starting.
It looks like it.
If we don't, he still needs to get fired. I still stand by that. If we don't, he still needs to get fired. If he can't win 2 out of 8 games to close out the season, he's still going to get fired.
What were the terms of that? What were the terms of this bet again?
I forgot.
It was 20.
I forgot this.
6 or below, 6 and below, I think Rhule's out. I think he gets fired after the season. 6 wins or below, I think he's fired.
What was the stakes?
And I said at 6 or below, he would stick around.
He would stick around.
Okay.
All right. It was
So what's our wager?
$25.
$20.
Oh, y'all are rich.
Gentleman's bet.
Damn.
Gentleman's bet.
Let me hold.
It's a gentleman's bet,
right?
I mean,
but we gotta split.
Money.
We gonna split that 25 up over a couple years
between us.
Exactly.
How much we have?
Right. We gotta split it up.
Quarter each.
That's that Manscaped money, huh?
$2.
Oh yeah.
That's
Never mind.
that
Y'all got it.
Manscaped money coming in.
Damn.
But all right, Curtis, man, we'll holler at you, bro. Thanks for coming through.
All right, see you guys later.
And it's finance class.
So real quick, back to the restructure, because I think it's important that people understand this, right? So what you're saying, Dunk, you're saying $18 million spread out over 3 years, right? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that was an example just to make the math easier.
Okay,
you can do 2 years, you can do 3 years, you can do 4 years.
A June 1 cut then. So you spread over 2 years. Is that what you're saying?
I said 3 as an example because $12 million is the starting quarterback's, a good above average cornerback salary, which sounds like Dante is going to be trying to look for.
So give me what you want to do. Like, give me the example. Like, I be clear.
Okay, so Sam Darnold's getting 18. We're all on the same page that Sam Darnold is getting $18 million regardless of what happens next year.
We got that.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So just because you pay him and direct deposit that into his account on paper, like I said, that Rams and that Saints funny money, where you can do crazy things with the salary cap, you can just restructure the deal. Instead of paying $18 million there, divided by 3, that's $6 million per year. You could pay him $6 million next year instead of 18. 18 minus 6, $12 million. You done created $12 million in cap space that you can get a Dante Jackson.
Where are you getting, bro? Where are you getting 12 from?
If you were going to pay him 18
for the year,
so you're gonna have 12 left.
It's gonna be 12 instead of taking an $18 million cap hit. It's only going to be a $6 million cap hit each year.
Exactly.
So you save $12 million.
Yeah.
But the thing that Aaron keeps, but you
lose $6 million the year after. You gain $12 million this year. But the year after,
6 in 2022 and 6 in 2023.
Right.
But here's the thing that Aaron's failing to realize: Sam's got to agree to that shit. And I don't know if Sam's going to agree to that shit the way this just ended.
He's getting 18. He's getting 18 regardless, bro. The money's getting deposited.
It don't benefit him at all.
But my point is, for Sam, would he do that? Like
he's getting 18 regardless, bro.
But he's talking about what they do is you still have to agree to the deal. Restructure a portion of your base salary.
To agree to it.
Signing bonus can be divided over 5 years. You still get your money up front, but as far as the salary cap, the accounting piece of it, you just recognize the cap hit over the life of the contract.
Yes.
He gets paid the cash.
Yeah,
so
he's paid regardless.
It's really just the cap. The cap hit isn't cash.
It's helping. It's benefiting us.
I don't think you can restructure the whole $18 million into signing bonus. I think it has to be a portion of it.
You have to convert. You have to convert some of it to base.
No, and I said $3 million. I mean, I said 3 years just to make, like I said, just to make the math simple. It may not be that clean cut, but like I said,
you have to pay him. You have to pay him at least of the vet minimum in base salary, right? I don't know what it is for a 5th-year player, but you have to pay him at least base. So it'd be base plus whatever you split out, the divide the rest up into the years. My point. Go ahead.
Which I do realize how you don't restructure a 5th-year option though.
You can.
You can.
You can.
You can, but the penalties of it is just because
you treat it like an extension. You don't restructure it per se. You treat it like an extension. Like if we were to, like I talking about signing DJ before he hits that 5th year, you treat it almost like that, but you restructure. And I mean, I got that from the guys at Spot Trek on he did a whole podcast segment about Sam Darnold and how they shouldn't have did that deal that way. So that's, and I asked him, I was like, is there any other way? Like, why would he do that? He was just like, the cash is the cash. Sam's going to get paid regardless. There's no reason for him not to do it. Because I thought the same thing y'all did. I was like, why would Sam restructure if they know the Panthers are just doing that to cut him because they signed Cam or did whatever? He was just like, Sam's getting paid $18 million.
But that shouldn't be the question. Should be the opposite way. Is why the hell would the Panthers do it? Not why hell Sam would accept it.
To free up. I just told you, bro.
I see why the Panthers would do it. I think it would benefit them. You know what Aaron said.
Aaron is saying pretty much if you don't do this and then you lose out on Hassan or Dante or whoever, then he don't want to hear shit about it.
But my point is that you don't have to. If you want those players, you can get that money in other places. That's other
places. I see.
You'll get those dudes regardless. The problem is building the rest of the team with that money you wouldn't be getting from Sam, because y'all seem to be under the mindset that next year is going to be a playoff push year again.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I guess we're trying to get a playoff push again, which is going to be dependent on freeing up a lot more cap space, which is what Dunk's talking about. So in order for us to actually do that, because look, we have money. we have money to sign the guys on the team right now, but I don't know if we have the money to sign the guys on the team and go and rebuild the whole O-line and hope that they have a good year next year, and two, we have backups in case they get hurt, because O-linemen on our team get hurt, and that's one thing about them. They're gonna get hurt, and you have to hope you actually hit on all those players. So it feels like it's
that goes to Cody's point again of how can we properly fix the O-line if we haven't evaluated the young guys we got now?
I mean, you know, those two young guys you got ain't gonna fix all your problems anyway.
Okay,
so
sure. Then don't go in the draft for more O-linemen and ride out with Christensen and old boy who y'all love in the 6th round, which is cool.
And I ain't never seen him out there.
It's cool. Deontay might be. He might be.
He's Blastoids.
Having that $12 million available is a good thing because you never know what's going to happen. I mean,
it's potentially a good thing.
Yeah.
It's potentially a good thing, but you are kicking that money down the road, which takes away from the big draw of our future being more money down the road.
Why can't we? Oh, we got to free up. We need to free up more.
Next year?
We might be able to get the $12 million somewhere else, Aaron. Don't talk about no more, Aaron, because
we can get $12 million more because, like, let's say something because stuff happens all the time.
What that $12 million gonna do?
OBJ gets cut because of whatever, and only a few teams could get OBJ because they didn't have the cap space. Orlando Brown magically became available, franchise left tackle, but only a few teams had the money to be able to pay him because
he should be a car dealer.
But he wanted an extension, and the Chiefs made the promise that similar to Stephon Gilmore, was like, hey, we're not going to restructure your deal now like the Patriots.
Did he get it paid yet?
No, he didn't. But I'm just saying they had these verbal. They had these verbal.
So I guess Aaron's point is during the season we were able to get.
You got your point out, man.
No, I didn't. You can't make aggressive moves for an OBJ or a Stephon Gilmore who's getting a decent salary, or Orlando Brown when you don't have that $12 million sitting around available. You saying like, we can find some other
case, but you're acting as if you need that money available we can't go out and restructure a deal at any point during the season to free up money, because that's not the case. You can restructure a deal at any point.
But free agency's gone. Free agency's gone.
But what I'm saying,
you're not competitive in free agency without that $12 million, extra $12 million.
But you don't. But what I'm saying is when you need to free up people, like teams free up money and restructure contracts all the time to get players. Oh, we went out and got such and such, so we got to free up the money. Like that happens.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Because we had it this year to do it, this doesn't mean it's not possible to do in another scenario. That's all.
This is what we're gonna do. I like that idea. So we kind of agree. So this is what we're gonna do. We hold on to Sam Darnold, leave his contract like it is. Free agency time come around, somebody come open, then we restructure Sam Darnold deal. Okay, who want to call Scott and let him know what we plan on doing?
He listening.
He is listening. They be listening.
Yeah, facts. I know that. Yeah, heck yeah. I know that.
And our O-line already ain't better because Kev was supposed to choke Matt Rhule and Scott Fitter until they drafted Trey Smith.
This all depends on us going all in again next year. This will be 3 years in a row we've gone all in trying to win now, instead of what literally every single person, David Tepper, Matt Rhule, and Joe Brady, all said in their opening pressers when they first came to the Panthers. They said they were process oriented. Dave said that if you want a microwave result then this is not the place for you. He said Rome wasn't built in a day. That's a bullshit line, whatever. But he said we want to do things right so we have sustained success over time. That's the same thing that Joe Brady said. He made a whole big point about being process-driven, process-oriented, not thinking about the goal, because if you do things the right way, the goal is going to come regardless. That's why I'm 30 and I have all this money. But the thing is, we've shown that's not our plan. We've gone 2 years straight going all in, trying to win now.
Well, how you feel like 2020, the first year all in, when all our draft picks was on defense? That's not
this year. We definitely did. We went 3-0.
I mean,
we Super Bowl contenders.
We also tried to go for Teddy Bridgewater, which is we could have kept Kyle Allen, or we could have had a bad quarterback and developed our defense, kept that money, and then we could have made a move in the next season to make moves. We lost a bunch of money by having Teddy Bridgewater, paying him that first year, giving up that money this year, and now we're in a pretty damn bad spot as far as dead cap goes.
But it was the 27th paid quarterback. Like, you talking like that $20 million was a lot of money.
It can bring a lot of money. $20 million is a lot of money.
Not for a quarterback.
Teddy was not for a quarterback.
For building a team.
That's mid-average.
Yeah, for a quarterback.
3 years, 63 is kind of crazy.
So blaming his contract as a anchor that kept him from building this.
I'm not saying that's the only thing, though. What I'm saying is it's not about just that quarterback compared to other things. The thing is, with that extra $20 million, you can spend it on other things on the roster, because we didn't win any games. So what did that money actually go to?
But the thing is, though,
it doesn't
bro,
matter how much less
quarterbacks. The thing is, Teddy's contract was a bargain considering what he did. Like, I know we didn't win games, but statistically, he got 2 wide receivers paid. He got Curtis Samuel paid. He got Robbie Anderson paid.
How does that help us? How does that help us? What does that do for us?
Was a typical bridge.
He made Curtis play good enough to lead
quarterback deal so that you could draft.
How does that?
One at a time. Shellatron. I agree with Shellatron. I don't like the contract either. Next.
The plan was a bridge. They were supposed to draft the quarterback last year. That's where it went wrong. Then went after Stafford and Watson. The plan changed. They were supposed to have Teddy there to draft Fields or draft Trey Lance or whoever they like. Then you could move on from Teddy, transition to Fields and Lance. Boom, we're not talking about this. But the plan changed. Oh, then we want Matthew Stafford. He says no. Now you burn your bridge with Teddy. Oh, we want Deshaun Watson. He says his issues. Now you can't get him. Now they go to the panic mode, and we are stuck with this Darnold contract. So I just think
exactly. So you went all
drafting a quarterback is why we're in the situation we are now. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You went all in twice in a row, and it failed both times, which makes me question whether or not it's going to work, whether or not it's a smart idea to do it a third time and spend all this money to go and win now mode a third year and bet again on winning next year. Because if you don't, you're pushing your long-term goal of making sustained success back another year. So now you're in the 4th year of Rhule's deal. He's probably gone if we don't play good next year. But if the plan is to actually try to build something, not spend all our money to try to go win now next year and build for 2023 when all that money does come in and we have actual draft picks, then you can actually start to build a real program, a real team that can actually support a franchise quarterback, that can actually support a winning culture. Because trying to go all in with individual talents that don't mesh well isn't going to work out. Like, you're not going to have a deep playoff push. You might make the playoffs. You might squeak in with the seventh seed, but squeaking in for the 7th seed to get a first round exit isn't necessarily the best way to create sustained success for a team that can grow and be good over a 3-year period.
I think having Cam Newton kind of lets them press the reset button a bit, because now you can have him for 1-2 years, gives you flexibility to build your O-line. You can draft your franchise quarterback in 2022, 2023, and you can kind of press the start button then.
Yeah, now
I think now we're kind of
the original plan should have been Cam is the bridge until you draft.
Well, we here now. I mean, it is what it is. But I think that people
trial and error process.
Yeah, I think people also don't discount the fact that Cam may take a team friendly. He's been doing his whole damn career, right? So he may take a team friendly deal to stay around next year. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't respect that. Honestly.
I'm just saying.
Because he turned down other teams because he was waiting for this opportunity. That's what the word that came out today.
Yeah.
You know, when he met with Cam's heart never left Carolina's, period. You know what I'm saying? He's back in
a backup role. Houston's a bad role.
But the thing is, Seattle wasn't a backup role when Russell Wilson got hurt.
Yeah. Russell Wilson's back now.
They knew he was
Russell
coming
Wilson
back,
came
though.
back.
It wasn't a season-ending injury though.
Russ came back 4 weeks early. Russell Wilson came back 4 weeks early.
So you think if we didn't sign Cam right now, he was going to get signed before the end of the year? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
He didn't need to. He wasn't in a rush to get signed. He said he was going to take the opportunity that worked best for him.
And man, Cam got too many kids to be wanting to sit around the house. He want to go.
Man got money, man.
Cam looked at the competition and saw Sam Darnold.
He got money, man.
Let me not say what I'm about to say, but
he don't need a job like us. That man ain't broke.
Look, Cam looked and saw Cam looked and saw Sam Darnold.
APR on his cars. I don't know. He got money too.
Look, Cam saw Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, and Matt Barkley. Like, I got this. Listen, ain't of any other place to go to where there's the least resistance a start again. This is obvious the best choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When he said ain't 32 quarterbacks better, he was talking about number 32, Sam Darnold. So, well, actually, Sam Darnold's actually number 35, probably.
He is.
He's
probably like 40.
He's just a couple backups. I got one.
But one thing we ain't mentioned though, fellas, that bye week that's coming up. I think that's going to be the time where I think a lot of our offensive players might hang around and get that chemistry with Cam going. So when we get that tough stretch, I think we got home against Atlanta on the 12th, at Buffalo, home against Tampa, and then close out at New Orleans, at Tampa. I think during that bye week, I think we may see some flashes if he plays against Washington and Miami, but that bye week off, I think that's when Joe Brady and Cam going to get on the same page, get a filler out, and then I think we're really going to start seeing it click. So even though it's going to be a tougher stretch of a game, I think that bye week will allow us to be in a better position where if we keep this defense playing at the level that it's playing, some of them games not going to be unbeatable. Because I don't know about y'all, I don't fear New Orleans. I don't fear Tampa.
Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? Damn sure don't fear Atlanta. Had a good time there, but I damn sure don't feel them. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I fear Buffalo like that.
I fear the weather in Buffalo more than the team.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a great team.
Buffalo's different in December, bro.
So I got.
What about this year though? Go ahead. Sean.
No, go ahead, Showtron. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I don't really care about like this year is cool. Like what we do this year is fine. Whether we win 3-4 more games or we go to the playoffs and win a game. I don't see this as a Super Bowl year. I mean, I think some of y'all might, but I don't see this as a Super Bowl year realistically. So what I'm worried about is what is the actual plan in place for the next couple of years? Because if you're looking to microwave a winning season every single year in betting, pretty risky bets. Like the first, Teddy was a risky bet. Sam Darnold was an extremely risky bet. And we keep making these risky bets, and we only have a first-round pick next year, and our next pick is a fourth-round pick. How do you create a win now? Huh?
No, you traded it.
No,
bro. We got first and then fourth.
With the CJ Henderson.
So I think that you got a very you got a very great
it's
very great
it's
point. Listen, I think that going into first of all, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater was a risky pick or a risky situation. I think that had they followed the plan, it was perfect.
Would have been fine.
But they panicked and didn't go that route.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that Sam Darnold was risky, and now we're kind of reaping the rewards of that right now. But I think that it's tough. It's tough because they're clearly all in. Like you can pass that. All that Rome wasn't built, and that's BS because we're moving the opposite of that. And I think that, and I agree with you also in that, we've got these draft picks that we're missing. Like we're missing the second round, we're missing the third round, but I don't think that's going to stay. I think we're going to get those picks back. Especially if we got a higher, maybe top 10 pick. I think you see that pick traded back, and we'll get more picks there. I think that.
Oh man, I can't stand the live stream again watching us trade back.
I know, right? I'm just saying. I think that's what's gonna. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Kev.
Let me throw a scenario at you guys since everybody's question. So let's just, since both the Panthers and Cam we're talking about multiple years, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say for whatever reason we do resign Cam to a 2-year deal, which is what he wanted this year plus 2 more. With that first round pick, with Cam been around, would y'all invested in one of these quarterbacks that's coming out to sit behind, groom, and learn?
Not this year.
It's tough.
Not this year.
Go O-line.
Nope.
Somebody on the O-line.
It's tough. I don't know, bro.
Tackles at the top of the draft.
2023, we can have that.
Best player available shit is so bad, bro. I'm not trying to draft off of highlight film again and again. I don't believe in that. I don't believe it.
Drafting for need. That's why you take Greg Little over DK Metcalf because you need a left tackle. I mean, it depends on.
No, the problem with Greg Little that we traded. The problem with Greg Little is that we traded up for him. I didn't hate him at 47. The problem is that we traded up to him. Traded up to get him at 37, and we lost 77, and then we drafted Will Greer at 100. That wasn't a bad pick. That was a wrong pick. But the difference between wrong and bad are different things. Wrong and bad are very different things, actually. But Greg Little, and I didn't want him. I think there was someone else behind him who was a good option on the O-line. But Greg Little's issues were, one, injuries, which is hard to predict. But two, that the pick itself wasn't bad. It was the way we got him in the draft that I think was a big mistake.
You just got to fill your roster out in free agency so you don't pass up on elite talents like DK Metcalf, whether you need a receiver or not. I mean, like Bill Belichick even said it, why are you going to draft for need when the kid you draft isn't going to fill that need for another 2 or 3 years? Look at Penei Sewell, generational left tackle, struggling. He didn't fill that left tackle need for Detroit. He may next year, he may in year 3, but he was supposed to be a short shot deal. Look how much he's struggling right now.
Was Terrace Marshall a good pick? Was Terrace Marshall a good pick?
We ain't had a shot at Penei
Was Terrace
Sewell.
Marshall a good
Who we had a shot at? Later.
Justin Fields.
Hey,
he's working out.
That's what I want. Hey, oh my God.
He working out. You know what I'm saying? We had a shot at him, and he working out. So
I tweeted that last week. I said that game winning, not the game leading drive that Justin Fields had. If you never thought that Sam Darnold could do that, then you should have drafted Justin Fields.
Wait.
Are we going to just look at one drive and negate everything else? Like, let's not just get caught up in the moment. You got to look at the whole body of work.
Well, he's a rookie. I mean, it's only his 5th game. I mean, he's still. I mean,
he's on
that
progress.
kind of composure.
What Justin Fields showed you in 5 games ain't better than Sam Darnold.
The thing is, I think the litmus test in the bar shouldn't be Sam Darnold. I think it should be what would Justin Fields on our team.
Thank you.
Like I feel like doing all this, like that's what I see a lot. Like the whole Teddy Bridgewater is better than Sam. It's like, yeah, but Teddy was never going to be the long-term plan. So the money was an issue with Teddy. Getting rid of Teddy wasn't really Teddy being on the team or not wasn't a big deal for me. It was the money. Like I don't want Teddy for real, but the money was a big issue. But we can get past that. I want to ask Will something real quick. Was Terrace Marshall a good pick for us in the 2nd round?
Yes.
No, we should have went
judge him
Creed
because Sam Darnold is a terrible quarterback. I think the
Even
mistake.
Simon's got more targets than he do. I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
I mean, you
I got
can't
more.
judge
I got
artists like
more.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson's not a bad football player.
Facts.
He's suffering from terrible quarterback play. I think Terrace Marshall's the same right now.
What I will say is I feel like we should have went Creed Humphrey over Terrence Marshall.
Well, I mean, you had Brady Christensen and other picks too. I don't think Terrace Marshall. You could have had both still. It was all the trade backs that made us miss on the guards and tackles in that 2nd and 3rd round.
The 2nd and 3rd round of this past draft was the death of me because the moment we traded 39 to Chicago and gave it that pick since offensive lineman, which 5 are currently starting and playing very well right now. We just walk right out the motherfucking door. I'm just sitting here like
terrible, man.
I mean, look at Jackson Carman right now in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? They talking about he had a weight problem. He crushing folks right now.
But remember, we're going off our draft boards, though. They had Brady Christensen as a 2nd round guard. So they're saying, oh, this guy's still available. Let's trade back.
And then didn't play him at guard and play him at right.
Oh, wow, we got a 2nd round player, late 3rd round. We got to steal.
All right, y'all, let me.
They had a long snapper in the 6th round. Let's be real about that.
All right,
trust their draft board.
Let me pivot this conversation because I got one last conversation. I'm getting ready to shut this thing down. Everybody getting tired. I got one last question.
Stop talking.
Yeah, I know. That's who I'm reading. I'm reading Pat. I'm reading the room. I'm reading the room. I see everybody getting tired.
My social battery on.
I know.
10%.
I feel you. I'm
like,
right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you. So listen, I got one last question. I want to talk about the social media aspect of the decision to bring back Cam. Like, do you think that the fan base? Do you think that us YouTubers, the Twitter Panthers Twitter? Do you think that had the town halls, all that stuff? Do you think that had any impact in the decision to bring back Cam Newton?
Yes.
No,
I believe so.
You would have never got rid of him.
And not just that, the reporters, I've been saying that too. These journalists, they've been on it, dog. You know what I'm saying? They've been asking some hard-hitting questions about Cam Newton and his QB situation. So, heck yeah, man. Like, I feel like it's been us. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
No, I was just gonna say that it's been a combination of the fans and the reporters, and they was really fighting a losing battle. They ain't had no choice.
I just like how people was kissing Sheena's ass after they was talking shit about her leading up to this move. I just thought that was hilarious. You know, that's why she posted that pic that she posted or whatever, because people were trying to, call her out and things. Oh, you're just bluffing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just thought it was
calling her out.
Yeah, they were.
They
were.
Oh nah, I be trusting Sheena just damn near like I trust y'all with a lot.
Her and Vashti, they be on it. You know what I'm saying? And just like that whole situation with John Ellis. With the video of Robbie or whatnot. The New York Post gave him credit for it, and we had to let him know nah. And then John hurried up and deleted it and made a separate post giving her credit for that video that the New York Post posted of Robbie chewing out Sam. And she's like, I don't work too hard. That's bad journalism. That's mine right there. So we all came to her rescue, and eventually, they got straightened out.
Dang, man, I must be paying attention like
I
that.
feel like
You can see the tense that you see when it comes to certain things, and we got a pretty good relationship with John too. But the thing is that you can see how Sheena and Vashti gets attacked when they're wrong on something versus how they handle some of these other reporters when they're wrong on something.
Nobody want to answer the question.
I'm paying attention, like particularly with the Deshaun Watson situation.
That's what Sheena caught a lot of the smoke, the Deshaun Watson.
That was unsat because there's a guy in Houston that is revered as a journalist, and they didn't give him the same heat that Sheena got.
Nah, they cooked him. They cooked him.
They finally cooked him.
You don't be in the trenches all the time, but they cooked that. Come on, the old dude with the ball, the old fat.
Yeah, John McClain.
Yeah. They cooked them a couple times, but
and what about how they got treated at the Dallas game? They was asked at the game, oh, you got press passes? You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like damn, wow, really? Like she got it saying media. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Can y'all answer my question?
No. I got it.
I think it comes down to Scott Fitterer. I think Scott Fitterer is common sense. Just take the Panthers logo out of the picture for a minute. Put any random team in our position right now. You're bombed on your quarterback. He's on IR. You got an XFL player, and you got Matt Barkley. This is the perfect scenario for any team, if it was us or not, to bring Cam Newton in. And I just think Scott Fitterer is a GM who's about his business. He has common sense. Just brought everyone to the table saying, look, we got to do what we got to do. Put your feelings inside, and let's try to win some games this year. So, I mean, we did put a lot of pressure on them on social media, but ultimately I think it's just a call that came from up top from Fitterer and company.
Go ahead, Dunk.
Just piggybacking off of that, I just would love to have been a fly on the wall to see Scott Fitterer's face, because during them discussions with Cam and Matt Rhule and them, knowing he wasn't the cause of all these issues and all this animosity in the room, just sitting there with a smile on his face, probably eating some popcorn or whatever. But to go to your question, though, I think to an extent, indirectly or directly, whatever you want to call it, because we've heard on multiple occasions Matt Rhule allude to people buying into what they hear on social media, or I don't care about what people say and this, that, or whatever. Acknowledging it, even though you're saying that you don't listen, acknowledging it means that you hear it at least. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of these reporters, a lot of their questions come based off of a lot of our tweets. If you notice, like in one way or another, like a lot of our tweets, they'll remix it and put their journalistic spin. So like Matt Rhule can whatever, because they got to get a credential, so they can't act a certain type of way. But we don't have credentials. We ain't got no boss to answer to a certain extent. So we can tweet what the hell we want to tweet. We can say what we want to tweet. So they may take it and remix. And if you listen, they take some of the stuff that we say and tweet out on the regular.
Somebody asked, do you feel like Cam Newton? They asked DJ Moore, do you feel like Dave Tepper and Matt Rhule was threatened by Cam Newton personality or something? It was like one of the last questions they asked David Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, not David Moore, DJ Moore. And I know he had to get that from Twitter, dog.
Facts.
Ain't nobody else, ain't no reporter gonna ask that.
Yeah, we definitely been saying that.
Well, Cam said that on his video, and that's what I think he said. Like Cam said that he may not be the right flavor for whoever, because he may be intimidating because of his personality. Because know certain coaches can't handle that. And
his dad.
Yeah, and then certain teammates are gonna like him, even if he's a backup quarterback, it's gonna put unnecessary pressure on Mac Jones. That's what he was kind of getting at.
Right.
But I do think that they parrot a lot of the tweets and stuff that we put out, and they remix it and bring it to the press conference. So I mean, they human too, so they hear it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? They see the mentions, they see the ads, and stuff like that. So I mean, it happens.
How was this game 3-6? Wait, what?
Yeah, this is done crazy, bro. I'm watching it now.
I'm not even watching.
I'm watching it now, man.
Brissett is hurt. Brissett just got hurt too. Tua's in right now.
You know, it's a crazy day when the Panthers signed Cam Newton and Justin Tucker missed a 48-yard field goal.
Oh wow.
I don't think kickers even are.
Wait a minute, Tuck missed
48 yards, bro.
That's crazy.
In the first
That's
half.
automatic for him. All right, so anybody want to address the question I asked? Are we done with that? Because I'm getting ready to wrap this thing up. We can go ahead and outro ourselves. So I asked, do you think that social media or the Panthers YouTubers or anybody else impacted the decision to bring in Cam Newton?
I would say no, or go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I would say no, or they wouldn't have got rid of him in the first place. I mean, we had, whether it's the billboards from y'all boy that everybody love to hate, or
Panthers
tweeting
coach, JJ
and all
from
that
Panthers coach.
Yeah, or tweeting everything when they was thinking about cutting him. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it had to do probably more so, like they saying, with Tepper putting pressure on it and Sam getting hurt. Because I think they would have kept on trying to prove that Sam was the answer to me if he wouldn't have gotten hurt where he can't play.
So we got to thank Atlanta. Then is what I'm hearing.
I think if no one's pulled him aside, he would have rolled Sam Darnold and PJ Walker until they proved him right.
Right.
He would have buried his own grave.
Facts.
Bitterer and Tepper saved him from himself.
I agree there.
Pressure from social media.
I agree with that.
Well, maybe not specifically.
Tickets.
Yeah, maybe not specifically when it comes to this Cam stuff, but I definitely believe that. I mean, I can speak for myself, but I know some of y'all for sure get messages from people who are plugged in, and you hear things, and people have told you that someone's watching your stuff. Like, I feel like there's no way at all that people who have the kind of audiences that we do and the kind of voices that we do don't ever, get I guess influence some of the thought processes, or at least the perspectives of people who can speak directly to either Tepper, Matt Rhule, or even just ask them questions. So maybe not specifically with Cam. Maybe they're just forced into it because Sam got hurt. So it's like, look, whether or not they felt pressure from Twitter or YouTubers or whatever, the answer is right there. The answer, it's an open book test with Cam being right there. So maybe not this one, but I do believe they definitely hear things. I do believe they definitely are influenced by things. And it may, in public perception, and the people who can influence public perception do play a small role in how things get done or how things will get talked through at the top.
I think that's NFL Network, ESPN, and all the sports debate shows as a whole. I feel like they get a lot of stuff that we do or stuff that we say on social media. I mean, Voice, I don't know if anybody remembers Voice 2525 that used to make videos. Yep. He had something where they, like, NFL Network practically stole completely, like, one of his phrases or one of his sayings.
Yeah.
Looks like Brissett's about to come back in, guys.
All right, so any final comments? We can go around the room and wrap this thing up, man, because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just want to hear from the young and JD, man, the whole time, man. What's up, man?
Look, I'm just here to absorb, bro. I'm just here enjoying D-Ump on demand over here, sounding like we've been trying to reach you concerning your vehicle's extended warranty.
Yo, that's funny.
I'm just sitting here taking it all in, bro.
Yo, that's
He said,
funny.
but what about the car? Think about the car payments,
Yo, that's
right?
funny.
You got your,
No.
you got the interest, right?
That's
Pat,
funny.
don't you want to extend your warranty
Don't
so
you
you
want
can
to
spend it on some
extend it
24s?
I ain't like y'all. I
show off his Cuban link.
ain't like
I'm wearing
y'all.
gold joint today.
I'm an accountant by day.
Hey, real quick, y'all, just let y'all know, JD is our college scout guy behind the Foreman Rush. So when we're doing all our draft profiles, Bitboard, this is the man behind the scenes for us. So just thought we'd let you guys know.
Nice.
Salute.
All right, so speaking of the four-man rush, y'all want to go ahead and outro yourselves so we can get up out of here?
You go ahead and like him.
What you say?
I say you go ahead and handle that.
Yeah, well, just on behalf of the Foreman Rush, me, Will, Jadarius, the rest of the boys that couldn't make it due to other arrangements, it's always a pleasure to be invited by you guys. Big fans. Even when we agree to disagree, the love is still the same. I like logical, we like logical, factual debates, and everything, man. And hey, man, like I said, everybody's the same thing. Great day to be a Panther. Cam came back home. ticket prices going up like a motherfucker, but hey, we'll make it work. If any of y'all come, hit me up. I'm at every home game. Love to parlay with anybody. Before or after.
Speaking of that, who going to the game? Who going to the football team game?
Be in town. I'll be in town. I'm going home that week for Thanksgiving, so I'll be at that Washington game.
I'm in there too.
I'll be there all week. Well, I'll be in Greenville until Sunday, but I'll be at the game.
That's what's up.
All right, my bad. I interrupted your outro.
Nah, that was pretty much it though.
All right, where can the people find y'all stuff?
Well, you always catch us on our website, the4manrush.com. That links you to all of our social media sites, but always Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. That's the best place to catch us.
Who next? Pat?
You can find me at 4manrush.
Yo, sign him up, dog. He trying to get down with the boys.
It's your boy Pat with 4manrush. You know what I'm saying? Me and Kev,
The tank. Get be part of the tank.
Yeah. Man, I'll make them look bad. They be like, Pat, you can't be telling people this. You give them misinformation, bro. You got to stop. But you can follow me on YouTube, Pat Coltrane, Twitter at Pat Coltrane, Facebook.com / Pat Coltrane. I do a Wednesday night show, 7 o'clock.
You do an everyday show.
Man, it's been every day lately, man. Like, it's just big. I don't know. I think I'm just frustrated. So I've been doing the show almost all the time. So just subscribe and hit that notification button because it's been real, like, active over there lately. So yeah, that's where you can find me at, man. Shout out to PMP, man. I appreciate it, man. Y'all doing y'all thing over here, man. Keep on pressing, keep on, pushing the fan base forward.
T-Money, go ahead, bro.
I guess before I do my outro again, I want to say thank you to y'all boys for having me in the building for the Patriots game. It was really big for me because my boy Kendall Francis, I don't know if you ever seen his YouTube, but he came all the way from Cali for his first home Panthers game. And then I kind of took him over to meet Big Cat and all them boys from Keep Pounding TV. So I just want to say thank you. YouTube, Mr. T-Money 1993. You can also find me on BGN Sports Media. They have a whole bunch of different kind of fans from around the league, and I do my podcast over there. And Twitter is Mr. T-Money 1993, which I currently can't tweet because I got at Shannon Sharp, and he reported my tweet.
Hey.
How you gonna go at a HBCU alum like that, man?
Because he was making excuses for Mac Jones, and I was like, well, you like Mac Jones should have got punched in the face for twisting Brian Burns.
That'll do it every time.
That'll do it.
Money.
Yeah, so I got the 7-day ban. I think I'm down to 4 days now. And then my other Twitter is at C Today is Muhammad, and that's just if you want to. I coach at Clinton, so if you want to hear anything about what we doing over there, and we're going to play Voorhees Saturday.
What's your record?
We 4-1 right now.
Okay. Well, that boy lying. Go check.
Clinton where?
4-man rush. Get on that. Check the stats.
Clinton is in South Carolina and Rock Hill.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Clinton High School in Sampson County. That's where my dad's from. Got a lot of people over there. My bad. All right, Dunk, what's good, bro? Outro yourself, bro. Just don't tell us where we can get a car, man. We good on that.
Listen. Let me explain something to y'all. It's very humbling to be on this, and the reason why I talk like that because I'm an accountant by day. I'm not big time like y'all boys. I don't have my YouTube channel. Don't pay the bills for me. I guess I do it for the love of the game. Like Cam, it ain't about the money for me. I guess. So I ain't made it to where y'all levels at. I'm just trying to get there. So I appreciate y'all doing what y'all do. It keeps me motivated to keep being consistent because y'all consistent too. And I'm just trying to be in the same name because Pat was talking about me and him was gonna be the odd man out when there was too many Panthers creators on this thing because it was
right. We were supposed to be teaming up, man. Dang, I forgot.
He thought we was
teaming up.
He thought we was gonna get boxed out because we was too little, I guess. But
we went to the Zoom, man. We was like, we inviting everybody. We got to make sure everybody can get in here.
Hey man, I'm just happy to be in the building, man, and be in the same vicinity with y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? It's really a pleasure and an honor. You can find me at Dunk on Demand on all social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter is where I spit most of my stuff. Instagram, I'm starting to post on there a little bit more often. I'm leaning in on that. Obviously on YouTube, Unnecessary Bluntness Sports Talk. Been dropping content 5 out of the 7 days of the week. It looks like now that I'm working from home, but I got a job too. Like I said, I got to pay these bills. So I'm putting in work where I can, man. So I appreciate y'all boys for having me. That's it.
All right, Shelatron. First of all, Shelatron, before you go, it's a lot of people watching. I'm not sure if they know your situation. So if you could tell us what's going on with you, brother, and your career goals and all that stuff, and why you've been missing, that'd be great too. Shelatron, the floor is yours, brother.
Just like Dunk and Pat, I'm the most consistent creator on the platform, man. 5 days a week, I'm making these videos. You know how I do.
That's
live
a
streams,
lie.
all that. I'll be on it. After this, I'm doing a 3-hour show on my channel. So like, it is what it is, y'all. But no. So right now, I'm in the process of career change, and I've been told by the COO of this really good company that I'm like a finalist for this job that's going to be moving me out to Kansas sometime probably by January. So I've been in the process of really grinding with that at the moment. It kind of made me sacrifice some of my my content with the Panthers, but once this career move happens, I'll be making a lot more money. It is what it is. But
I'll stop YouTube if I make more money.
Yeah, I'll be making 7 figures. No, I'm joking. But it'll be more than right now. I can afford what Dunk be getting at the lot. So all
that commission.
So when that happens, it'll be very soon. I'm gonna start trying to be more and more consistent now that I've gotten my foot in the door a little bit more. But yeah, I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with a jump off.
I was gonna finish it for you, but go ahead.
but yeah. So y'all can find me where you can find me. Twitter.com/Shelatron. That's Shelatron with 3 N's. You know how that go. You can type it in. You can search it up. You can find me on YouTube. Same thing. You can find me in a lot of places. I mean, I know a lot of y'all looking out there for some really strong content. I know y'all want to see y'all want that raw, uncensored content. So there's also OnlyFans out there for some of y'all out there. Y'all can go ahead and check that out. Y'all want it unfiltered, so it is what it is. Y'all find me over there, and that's all I gotta say, man. Another week, five videos a week guaranteed, or Pat quits.
So Shelatron, I got a question. When you move out to Kansas, when you get the job, because I like speaking into existence, are you gonna start making Chiefs content, or are you still rolling with the boys?
Oh, I'm definitely with the Panthers. First of all,
man, I'm making Chiefs content. They got a Super Bowl.
Horrible place. But,
yo, Patty, ignorant.
Wait, when he say,
get on my nerves. I'll be a Chief fan. Like Pat Mahomes, like yo, we out here.
My man said Chiefs.
Yeah.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Shelatron here, and I gotta get with the Chiefs content now. As y'all know, born and raised in Kansas.
Born and raised, no place like home.
No place like home. I've been here my whole life. Never mind that Cam does. But yeah.
He gonna be rock chalking. He can be rock chalking all that shit.
You might see a whole new me. I might have to block y'all on all social. Y'all never find out. Y'all never find out about me, my Chiefs content.
Damn.
By the way, the Chiefs don't play in Kansas. Just so y'all know.
They play in Missouri, but it's right.
They play in Missouri, but that was still hilarious.
Yeah.
But all right, that's gonna do it, man. Y'all know where to find us. PNP right here. You here? So. Man, listen, it was fun. It was a good time catching up with y'all brothers, man. This is always great. But that being said, hit the like, subscribe, notification, all the good stuff. And I'm tired, so I'm out.